Sounds good, Rebel. I love you, my guy. Appreciate you, baby. Appreciate you. All right, so let me get into a little. I love y'all. So we're about to do TND talks. I'm about to get us to our little intro scene. I'm gonna go eat real quick, get a little quick bite of me, just because my little headache thing that's going on. And yeah, enjoy our last week's little talk for a little bit, and I will be right back on them. All right, all right. TND talks live soon. Smiles, hugs, kisses. I love you guys. Have a good stream, my dude. I appreciate you, Rebel. I love you, baby. Appreciate you, my guy. Love you, cutie pie.
Part, but
I didn't see the back. Chose no one.
you feel me? That's drip, right? Like one day, I you know.
All right, love you
the
guys. I'll be right
better
back. All right,
watch I have,
I'm gonna
but
tap
one
in
day
with
you
D.
guys
We'll
are
be
gonna
on
see
here
me with a
soon.
little
Smiles,
watch,
hugs,
this
kisses.
shirt, some dripped out bottoms, not these sweats, and just fucking
Maybe.
rocked up, rocked the fuck up, baby.
How you doing? How you been?
That's all. That's my only dream, bro. Just right here. I just want to be able to
Take me
smile
out.
and just tell you that I can buy your whole house with my teeth. You know. That's it. That's it.
I just want to be able to pull up in a car and be like, "What the fuck that man do to get that kind of whoop?" That's what I want right there. How the fuck that dude riding around in that?
Grandma says she has a serious question for you, and she actually does. She's asked me about it earlier. She's having like a muscle pain in her lower back. So once she explains it again, so I have a better explaining, I'll read what she says to you. And because she was asking me earlier, and I was like, I'm not gonna lie to you, Grandma. I don't know. Like maybe I can try and ask Steve. But so once she re-explains it real quick, I'll
So
ask you for her.
for sure. Before to preface it, the basic stuff that leads to that is sitting for too long, or being in awkward positions. Sometimes sleeping as well. If you sleep on your side with one leg thrown over the other, it'll typically lead to lower back soreness. And ways to get rid of that obviously are trying to sleep on your back. That's the best way to sleep. Outside of that is also just stretching in general. But of course, if there's more context to it, I can help
Yeah,
below.
I remember her saying it was her lower back, right, like above the hip, essentially. It's like,
That's
like
probably
right,
that sounds like sciatic pain from sitting too much, or sitting in a
right above the waist. There's something I could do. Almost went to hospital. Can't lay on back. So yeah, she said it's her lower back, like on the right side, above the
yeah,
waist.
that sounds like sciatic nerve. Um, I would look up. There's plenty of them, but for me to show you on here versus you to look them up and be able to get um, a lot better visual from it, I would just look up sciatic nerve stretches and try some of the stretches that they show there that you can work on, because that's typically what it is. If it's lower back and it's on one side versus the other, it's typically sciatic nerve.
When I was at the chiropractor this morning, there was literally a paper for my sciatica is bothering me. What can I do?
Yeah.
And I didn't grab it.
Yeah, no, that is most people's lower back pain stems from sciatic nerve and sitting
Yeah,
either with bad posture or just for too long. Like some people that work office jobs, desk jobs, like
yeah.
they end up with lower back pain because all that compression.
I feel that our homie had that issue, but he just fucking grew too much, forward to
Yeah.
like 6'6" and had no muscles.
Yep.
Had two back surgeries and hip replacement on that side, and three more on that side from bed wound. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, girl. I personally don't know. Like,
Yeah,
I don't.
that's not medical advice from me. That's just basic stretching and aerobic
Yeah,
advice from me.
yeah.
I would recommend stretching and finding some stretches to help alleviate that if it
Is
gets
there
any
like,
worse.
have you ever looked into like, I don't know if this is an option or whatever, but like some type of physical therapy for it, or like maybe somebody to like help you with it to like stretch
Yeah.
you and get work on that, like going to someone for it? Because that's why I go to the chiropractor for my back stuff. I mean, obviously it's not the exact same as sciatica. Like sciatica is a little bit different, but I go to the chiropractor because my back and just everything, and it helps with the nerves and all that shit. I'm not telling you to go to chiropractor, but I know there's people that you can go to help. Like I know I can't help my back, so I went to a chiropractor, and she's been helping me, and I'm getting my hips a little more in line, and I've been liking it. My body's been feeling a lot better, but that's just because I can't do everything on my own. And me popping my back every day just makes it worse. So now that I go to chiropractor, she be fucking doing my shit correctly. My hip, dude, my hips, dude, feel a lot better.
Yeah.
Feel a lot better, yeah. And she woke me up to this random shit this morning. She asked me. I told her that my ears have always been sensitive. Remember, as a kid, I would always get fucking ear infections.
Yeah.
Like even as I got older, like when we
And
go
like
swimming.
water. No, I know that shit was
Yeah,
actually
yeah, I go
annoying. But
swimming
I'm like, what do you
every
fucking
time.
mean, bro? Why are you tripping about your ears, my
Every
nigga?
time we would go in water, bro, I would get a
I
fucking ear
know.
infection. It was weird as fuck. My ears were sensitive, like they would just let water in or something. Like I don't fucking know, to be quite frank with you. So I was telling her that because this morning when she was like going to crack my neck, she squeezed and it squeaked my ear, and I thought it was
I
just
made
from
like
like
yeah, I made like an air
it
sound.
squeak,
Yeah.
yeah, the air squeak. But I thought it was just, I thought I only heard it. You know, like I thought it was one of those
Right.
like on
Internal.
the inside of my head
Yeah.
thing. And then after she cracked my neck, she goes, "Sorry, I made you squeak right there." And I was like, "Oh, that's hella funny. I didn't know that like you heard that. I thought that was just like in my own head."
That's
And then it
funny.
just got us to talking about like my ears being sensitive, and she was like, "Just something to make you think of. You don't have to give me an answer right now." She's like, "But have you noticed that?" Like, have you felt that your ears are less sensitive or they have less pressure in your head since going to the chiropractic? And dude, no bullshit. After she made me think about
I
it,
said no bullshit.
I fucking have. My ears have been more like open and like I've been like, oh, it's weird. It's weird. It's fucking weird.
All that tension.
Ain't drying his ears. No, Caleb, I'm telling you, bro, we could hop in the fucking pool for 2 minutes, and I would get out and like
Bro,
I would
no,
just
bro,
there was
like,
just
listen,
water in
Caleb,
my
straight
ear, and
up.
I'm just
The
sitting there having
whole
to do this
fucking
forever because it's in my
Bruh,
fucking ear. Like,
let me say something on that because this shit was when we were kids. This was like at least probably 7, 8, 10 years ago now at this point since we were just hanging out swimming.
I was
But
gonna
when I
say, yeah,
tell you
like, yeah.
this, not actually like annoying from you, but it was the most annoying shit. This man would be
Dude,
just shaking his head and doing
it
this
just
shit.
gets in my ears, bruh.
I'm like, what the hell are you doing, bro? Like, there's no way you got all the water that was in.
Sometimes I
I
use
don't actually.
it after the shower, bruh.
That shit was comedy, bro. When I'd see you do that, I'm like, you would do it after the shower. When we were younger, I'd get there for to go to school because you guys gave me a ride all the time, and you get out of the shower like getting ready to put on your socks and shit. Like you were downstairs finally, and I was sitting on the couch just waiting, and you'd be while you're putting on your socks.
Bro, water, I don't know how to explain it, but water would just get into my fucking ears, man. Like, I don't know, like today, bro, just unwanted pressure got into my ears. She made my shit squeak,
No,
bro.
okay, so no, that wasn't unwanted pressure.
That was just weird
That's the
air.
equivalent.
Yeah.
That's the equivalent of an armpit fart.
No,
It's just the
she
amount of
literally
it.
said that.
Yeah,
She goes, I did like an armpit fart in her ear. I was like, that shit
yeah.
was weird. I thought it was just internal. Like,
Yeah, that was the
it's
equivalent
just
of an armpit
like an
fart.
air compression, you know, like a little
Right.
whatever weird thing. Which,
Just the
by
way
the
the
way,
air
I used to
squeezed
be a
out.
goated armpit farter. You remember that shit, bro? I used to be out there with the
I could.
sounds, bro. I could make a
I'd be.
rhythm with that
I would
motherfucker.
be over here doubling up on them motherfuckers. Like, you want to
I
see
was
something
fucking
cool?
dead. Sorry, not to just double back, but just because
Yeah.
we randomly got into the ear shit because of the chiropractor and all that. But Grandma, I do hope your back feels better. I'm sorry you can't go to like physical therapy or anything like that, but I hope you get something figured out. Because honestly, if you can't stretch or do anything like that, the best thing is try to get somebody to help you. But I don't. The only thing I can really think of is like physical therapy and chiropractic. I'm not that like smart with that shit.
The stretches
There's
don't have to
probably
be.
more motherfuckers.
The stretches don't have to be extreme. It could be as simple as standing straight up and bend. And I know sometimes, obviously, bending over can be tough, but slowly just bending over and reaching to touch your toes, even if you don't touch your toes. And the tip of that is, if that's a tough thing to
Not.
do, keep something close to you to be able keep something close to you to be able to push yourself up from it, so that way you don't get stuck down there. My client's
Yeah, so-
57 years old, and he'd get stuck after bending over sometimes. So I just put something close to him so he could push himself back up.
That's true. True, I didn't realize that your client was 57.
Yeah.
This motherfucker Caleb said I'm allergic to water and shit. That's all I was slipping him off and all that shit. BRB, it's ice cream time. Big bet. Enjoy the edible time. DG. Smiles. Alright, I'm heading
Malls.
downstairs. We're gonna get on DG's level, huh? Should I bring my should I take some sleep gummies? Should I do
To
it?
you, my guy. That's up to you, my guy. Them motherfuckers gummies, I only eat them because they taste good. I don't eat Listen, I don't buy gummies unless them motherfuckers taste good, okay?
Do I do it?
That's up to you. I don't buy them unless they taste good because, to be honest, I mean, I smoke enough to where it's
Caleb.
like, I don't actually feel the difference.
Caleb, do I do it? They're
I
my
mean,
sleep, sir. One thing I don't like about these is they have 2 milligrams of phytomelatonin. What's the difference between phyto and just regular melatonin?
sounds like a Google search to me, my nigga.
Fuck that. I'm on Discord. I got
All I'm saying
gummies in my
is,
hand.
all I'm saying is,
What is it? They're cannabis and look, Grandma. They're cannabis infused mixed berry gummies.
mixed bear.
Skibbity bobbity.
The thing is, you gotta eat the whole box.
Your ass probably still sipping a G Fuel. Nah, I drank the whole thing earlier, bro. Come on now, we can only drink one a day. We're not a crackhead out here, alright?
Crackhead energy is my type of shit.
Oh, yeah,
Two energy drinks a day, or pre-workouts a day, I should say.
that's kind of wild. I'm not gonna lie to you. Gonna give your heart fucking palpitations and shit.
600 milligrams caffeine, not too bad. 300 twice a day. Motherfuckers be drinking 8 cups of coffee, act like that ain't way more.
I guess that is true, huh?
Bro, people be drinking 4 cups of coffee. That's hundreds of milligrams of caffeine.
Yeah. But G Fuel has 300 milligrams, so like, am I good?
That's what I'm saying. I drink 300 milligrams, once in the morning, once at night.
Oh, so you're saying I should throw one together right now?
Oh no, it's hella late. Why would you throw together 300 milligram caffeine?
Then fuck it. I just stay live until I'm supposed to be live at 6 a.m. and then I stay live till
Crash.
10 a.m. and then I'm supposed to go in and clean. And I might just pass out while doing that.
If
Fuck.
you're wanting to be live for the next 12 hours, by all means.
24-hour stream. Let's go. Yeah. No, I'm kidding. Everybody chill. Everybody calm down. All right. Everybody calm down. Hold on. Let me make sure I close both doors. You guys will still be able to hear me. You know why? Smart glasses. Everybody invest in a pair. Pussies.
These.
You wish
What's
you had it like
up,
me.
chat?
You wish you had glasses that got speakers and a mic. But psych. You ain't cool like me. My name should be Mike. Alright, I'm done. No free freestyles, bitches.
No free freestyles. Oh. Oh yeah, we might have a dono challenge for freestyles. That's what we'll do. We'll do donos for. We'll have to make a certain level of donos if
Don't do that shit, bro.
y'all want some bars.
No, Caleb's in here. You're
And same
fucking with
thing.
the wrong one.
And same thing with sturdy,
No.
getting sturdy, all of that
No. Caleb's in here, bro. You're fucking with the wrong one.
shit.
Please
He
don't.
No, I'm not saying for today. I'm saying for in the future. We're gonna have to set that shit up.
My man, Caleb's a real fucking hitter with that shit, dude. I'll joke around and do that Tim shit, and I'll say one biddy, you're like a gifted for banning somebody when they're annoying me. Caleb, every time, in there. He sends a biddy and says, get sturdy. Yeah. That was a one-time thing, man.
No, we're gonna have to set it up for a different.
I gotta know, did I hit it? That was my first time ever trying.
Low key, for your first time, I was not upset with you. I was not upset with you.
It's Deep's turn. The fuck?
No. I already told you. I don't dance. I don't do any of that shit on camera. If I have a little liquid courage, maybe. So one of these days, maybe we'll have to do a T&D Tipsy Tuesdays or something like that. then maybe you see me hit all the dances. I do the gritty and and I get sturdy for you, damn love. I even throw back to the cat daddy.
Twerk and dance Tuesdays or what? Twerk and dance Tuesdays?
I don't throw no ass.
I'll put ass. Don't worry about that part. I got you.
I hit y'all with one of these.
Stay alive. Stay alive. Stay alive.
You might get a little shoulder action from me, but that's about it. That's why I said it's gonna have to be on a.
Bring back 40-yard dash, but instead it's getting sturdy during game. Are you kidding me, bro? People would really think I'm trying to be a little mini fucking Kai. They'd be like, this man wants to be Kai so bad. He's just getting sturdy randomly, bro. I'd become a pro at it. Don't get me fucking wrong. If I sat here and practiced, bro, all right? You guys seen me on Call of Duty, all right? Let's not get it twisted. I play something every day. I do something, you know what I'm saying? I become a pro. You feel me? So
I will say, in your defense to that point, if there's anybody I know that cannot know some shit, start some shit, do it for a little bit, and be in the top 25% of the people doing it, it's
Call of
you.
Duty
And
is an example, but anything
No, it's-
athletic that has to do
you're
with
probably
fucking
still in the top 25% of Call of Duty players.
Call of Duty because Call of Duty players are fucking ass. But
That's
like,
what
if
I'm
I went to a real FPS game, I have to really find my game type.
Well,
shit. But
yeah,
if
no,
you
of course.
see me in 2K, I'm smacking anybody.
That's what I'm saying. It's obnoxious as fuck. Not even just video games. You will pick up anything and just be good at it for no goddamn reason. That's why I don't bet you with shit.
So I'm randomly lucky in those ways. Too. Well,
Yeah.
that's also different because like if you challenge me in a bet, then like
That's
yeah,
what I'm saying.
I,
Yeah,
like,
I won't.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I won't bet you because even if I am better,
Team, bro. It's a little
even-
clutch thing.
even if I'm better than you at the thing that we're making the bet on, you will still figure out a fucking way to beat me, and that's the shit that.
I was about to mention bowling. So like bowling, you're better than me. But even
Right.
then, I've got somehow just by us going and fucking around, I've
Right.
actually gotten decent at over the last few years, whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah.
But to that point, if you bet me, you are better than me. But for whatever reason,
But it's
if
gonna
you
be a
bet
close
me,
game. Even if I might still win in the bet in the bowling, but you're gonna make it way closer.
I was gonna say I would somehow play my best game ever.
Yeah. No, exactly.
Like,
You end up pushing
200.
me.
Yeah.
You end up pushing me like a motherfucker. In 10th frame, I'm over here like, God damn, I gotta finish 3 strikes right here to make sure I win.
Or hitting a gritty mid game. I don't know how to gritty. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've never tried that one either. I'm all looking for space and shit. I'm not gonna do it. Y'all, Caleb, you're almost fucking you know how to get a kid spinning.
I was
You
like,
know-
I gotta show these guys. I gotta show them.
Oh, you guys don't want me to do none of that, alright? It'd get dangerous. I'd turn the whole motherfucking stream room to a disco room. I got disco lights on that motherfucking light setup today. I was playing the Halloween lights. People weren't fucking with it, but I was playing the Halloween lights. Like,
I maybe instead of me dancing, I do like some handstand push-ups against the wall or something.
for muscles and pot for Boozer Grandson. I just saw that, Grandma. That you're calling me Boozer Grandson, but then saying the pot for me. Like, what are we doing here, Grandma? Yeah, I do neither. I'm a good kid.
We are angels, as most people like to call us. Men of God. Do no wrong. Harmless to the world, I mean.
Don't I look just like harmless?
No.
What? I don't look harmless?
People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a warm-hearted person who loved me till the end. People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a one-boy cuddly toy, my up, my down, my pride and joy. People, let me tell you about him. He's so much fun. Whether we're talking man to man or whether we're talking sun to sun, 'cause he's my best friend. Yeah, he's my best friend. La la, ba la 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 ya, ba la 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 ba, ba la 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 ya, ba la 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 beep bo bo bye, rubba da ba beep bo bye, rubba da ba beep bo bye.
3, 2, 1. Oh wait, I didn't click over to Discord. Stupid idiot.
Well, that's good because you were lagging like an MFer. I don't know what's happening.
I think my phone disconnected from Wi-Fi for a second. Yeah, I
I
can
was
hear
gonna
you.
say. Okay, I was gonna say. I think that's you that cut out really bad, but
Yeah,
I
no,
can
I'm
hear
pretty
you
sure it
now.
just
Yeah,
disconnected
you're
from
good.
Wi-Fi for a second.
Yeah, you're good.
Let me put us up on the screen over here. Full screen over here.
Hmm.
Titties, titties,
Titties and ass.
titties, titties. All right, we here.
I think we're here.
We're live. We're in action. Yes, sir. We out here. Skeeter beardy. Oh, shitty tits. What's poppin', dude?
What's
Happy
poppin'?
Wednesday? No, Tuesday. God damn,
Tuesday.
dude.
Come on, we do this every
Yeah.
Tuesday.
I know. It's just been a fucking long weekend, bro. God damn.
I feel it. That
I've been
COD
grinding
grind.
video games. Yeah, I've just been grinding video games, which, yeah, people don't like video games, but yeah, I was grinding them. I was on stream for like 11 hours, 2 different times, just tired, man, you know?
I feel that. I would be too.
Some bitch.
It might be a short live tonight. It might be a short little T and D talks.
Oh, we chilling, we vibing. We out here.
You see my dog just staring at me all next to me like that right there?
Yeah, I see, like, just the top of her head.
Just the top of her head, bro. Just sitting there staring at me. Has not moved.
That's hella funny. Yeah, it's ass on my phone. I can't see anything, like, basically under your chin. Like, it cuts off right at your chin on my phone. Well, just because I have to turn it this way.
Yeah.
So it shows, well, maybe I can change the setting like I do on my computer where I do show non-video participants. Maybe I can, like, no, I don't think you can do that on the phone. It just pops up my computer account. You know what I mean? It, like, splits between the two of you because I'm on my phone,
Yeah.
and that's just what it does.
I
I
guess
don't think there's a way to change that. What?
Oh, well, I've got the two. I don't need. I was gonna get rid of the other one too, but it's not that big a deal.
Oh, for you?
I know
Here,
what
you
your,
just.
I know what your face looks like.
Yeah, I was gonna say for you. I mean, you just you see 3 dots that say more.
We did this once, yeah, up here. There we go. Uh-oh. Ty's disconnecting, I think. Maybe
Yeah, and then
it's
you
me.
just click show non the unclick the show non videos. Yeah, I don't know why my phone's tweaking. No, it's my phone.
Would you two stop? Wild and ass dogs. That's alright. We getting settled. We getting settled and situated.
Yeah, randomly my phone just keeps disconnecting from Wi-Fi, even though I'm right here chilling vibing.
Beauty, I'm sure it'll settle in. Mm-mm-mm.
Oh, some bitch, some bitch, some bitch, some bitch, dude.
What's poppin'?
Whatchamacallit? I know we both don't give a fuck about baseball, but the World Series going on right now. If anybody gives a fuck about that.
Yeah, I think 2 bad beats. I saw a bad beat tonight. Over betters 7.5 on the game. It was
Really?
7. It was 7-0, and I think I saw or 7 points in the 5th inning, and 7 points.
Damn, that's
I
ass.
saw a couple bad beats recently. I even had a bad beat, bro. I had 2 bad beats today. Tell me why this shit happened to me. Let's see if they're still here while we're on the topic. I need Jimmy Buckets to have 23 and a half. I took the over. Nigga had 23. Let's see. There's another one that just happened. That one. Steph Curry. I needed to have 24 points. Nigga had 23. Nicholas Claxton. It's not too bad. I needed 12 and a half. Or I needed 13 rebounds. Or 13 points. He had 10. There was another one. Oh, in tennis today. I needed 21 games, they hit 20. A couple bad beats from my end for you guys.
Yeah, that's funny. That's ass.
Fuck.
Every bet I make is basically just a bad bet, not a bad
Bad
beat.
beat. Just a bad bet, he says. Just flat out. Hey, you're on camera. Don't be doing that.
That's good fuck.
That's funny. I saw a couple other ones. Let's see if I have them saved.
She looks like a fucking hyena.
Who? My dog?
Yeah. She looks like she's ready to just fucking pounce. I
Yeah.
know hyenas are like brown and spotted, but I mean like the head form, bruh, she out there hyena'd up. She could fucking really murder some shit.
She would. Oh, I saw this one. This wasn't a bad beat. Somebody had this parlay this weekend. 4 legs. Alvin Kamara, AJ Brown, Jalen Waddle, Derrick Henry all to score 2 touchdowns. But here's where he fucked up, and this is the bad beat. My man's had AK, AJ Brown, and Jalen Waddle all had 2 touchdowns. So he was locked in. He didn't wait even for Derrick Henry to get 1 touchdown. It would have been $100 to win $25,000. He cashed out and got 2,500.
Damn.
Derrick Henry had 2 touchdowns.
Damn. Yeah, that's rough. But you still win some money. Right?
Yeah, he still won some money, but could you imagine doing that? And like,
nah.
he could have just waited. Like, why? Like, got all excited because his 25, his 100 was 25.
I never cash out, like, even though I know it's there and you can, whatever, like, ride that motherfucker, bro. Why the fuck are you fucking having second guesses? Then you should have never made the bet. That's my thing.
Especially that early. Like, bro hadn't even, like, the game hadn't even started, basically. Like, he hadn't even had any rushing yards. He cashed it out. This was the one, yeah. Phillies today, 7-0. The over under was 7.5, and Phillies finished the game 7-0.
What's the World Series? Is it 2-1 Phillies?
I believe so now, yeah.
I think it is now.
Wait, did you say 2-1 or 2-0?
2-1.
I think it might be 2-0, but yeah, you might be right on 2-0.
I'm pretty sure tonight was game 3.
Okay, yeah.
The first 2, I believe, are in Houston, and then it went to Philly, and Jaden's out there.
Yeah, Bryce Harper plus 500 was the most bet player to hit a home run tonight, and he got one.
He did?
Yeah. Let's see.
Made a lot of people some money.
Yeah, definitely made a lot of people some money. Oh, I saw this one right here. This is a bad beat. Real bad beat. Jacoby Brissett rush yard prop, 12.5. He had 13 total yards. He took 2 kneels. 11 yards.
Damn.
Brad kneeled twice to finish the game, lost 2 rush yards, under hits. Bruh, how tough would that be, bro? I saw another one like that from last week, I think, bro.
But,
Real
like,
bad.
yeah, it's tough because that's what a kneel is. It's a loss of 1 yard.
Yep, negative rush.
There's no other way to put that in the category. He kneeled once, so it doesn't because you need the negative yards and they need to count to somebody.
Yep, something has to be accounted for there.
Mm-hmm. Damn, that's shitty.
Real shitty.
That's real shitty.
Oh, this dude put $25 on AJ Brown to have 3 touchdowns. He hit that shit. Turned on plus 4,000. Won him a nice little bag there.
Yeah, that's for damn sure.
Let's see. I saw a couple other ones, so we're gonna see if we. Oh, this one's bad. Lakers have lost the spread. Well, up until a week ago, they were 0-5 against the spread. Luna, would you stop? I'm trying to have a conversation. You were just chirping.
They were 0-5 on the season. I'm pretty sure.
No, that's what I'm saying, and against the spread. So it's not even like they were.
Yeah.
They weren't even touching their spread there.
Fuck the spread. We were 0-5. Fuck everybody's spread, bro. We're ass.
Yeah, you guys.
Give a fuck about us being 0-5 versus spread. They're 0-5, period. The fuck is up?
Struck Douglas. I think that's
Oh,
all.
that would be weird.
There's this one. This guy. It's gonna be hard to show you on here. This guy dressed up as his parlay for Halloween, and he ended up hitting on it. It was $100 to win like 2,500. But he was at a party, and like as they hit, people were marking him off, and he ends up hitting his whole parlay on Halloween as his costume. Like it was a big ass like board on his
Yeah.
like a rope around his neck.
Yeah,
Like
and you
that's
just
pretty
went up and
dope.
checked it off. That's funny.
Yeah,
That's pretty
my bad.
funny.
Sorry, that's all the betting stuff.
You're
we got
chilling.
for you.
That's funny. That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, I was like, that's creative as fuck, bro. I was like, what
That's
am I gonna
probably
be?
why
I just put in a
That's
big
low-key why
parlay.
it hit, bro. I believe in energy like that, bro.
Hell
Like that's
yeah.
low-key why it hit. He literally like no one's ever done that shit before.
No, straight up. He's like, watch this. People are gonna watch me make this money, and they're gonna check
Yeah.
it off. Yeah,
That shit's funny.
I thought it was pretty dope.
That's pretty lit. I feel like there's
Gamble
something bet
responsibly.
related. Yeah, Serge told me about some bet that he made. I think like the spread for like some football game, I think was 16 or 13. I don't really know. And then there was a field goal kicked at the end or something like that. And then it ended as
bro.
misses spread.
Yeah, that should be happening way too often. Or there was a
Forget what
college.
game it was.
There was a college one where it was like the spread was like 3.5, and it was a 3-point game, and they just threw it up. They were already winning, but they just threw it up on like the last 30 seconds. They end up catching a touchdown pass, and it goes over, and
That's
the
crazy.
spread doesn't hit. Like there's no need for them to throw the pass, nothing like that. They just threw it up and ended up getting a touchdown.
Yeah, no, bro, that shit's fucked up. Cause like it'll have you just like me with the fucking Oliveira thing, bro. Like I was so close, and it just you get so close, and it just tugs at your heart, bro. It's like
just hurt your
it's-
feelings, bro.
it's so ass.
So so you told me about that prize picks or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I went and I put they had like the little promo, like if they basically match whatever you deposit, right? So I
Yeah,
put a little,
that's what Kai's promotion was. Actually, remember I was telling you about his thing, his
Yeah.
YouTube video. That was literally his video that he said was like, if you whatever you deposit, they match what you deposit. So whenever I do go do it, I'm putting like $100 in, then I get 200 to play with, right?
right. No, exactly. And so that's where it's cool, but I didn't like it, but I like it. You can only do up to 5 legs on your parlay. You can't do more than 5, right?
Mm.
And it's so if you have 5 in your parlay, you can 10x, 2x, or point. So if 3 hit, you get 0.4 times your money back. If 4 hit, you get 2x money. If all 5 hit, you get 10 extra money, right? So obviously you want to hit all 5, but it's like you have to pick and choose which ones. But I don't know. I tried it today on some basketball. Some of them hit, some of them didn't. It wasn't too bad.
I feel that. Yeah, I need to look into that shit. Get my little deposit in. I like it.
Yeah, I want to do it for football. I haven't done it for football yet, so I'm hoping that this weekend have a good little go about it. Cause even like little $10 parlays will do the trick. $100 on it if all 5 hit, and if you're sharp with it, you can spend $50, end up winning 500.
Yeah, not for that. Yeah, a lot of people been. I mean, yeah, it's just been popping up a lot more. The first time I saw it was like a couple months ago. Super Evan tweeted about it. I don't know if he's sponsored it. He might be. And then, yeah, again, I saw that just that stupid tweet about Aiden with the Prize Picks helmet on, and people saying the #1 draft pick, whatever the fuck. And then I saw Kai promoting it in his video with spending that with Speed or whatever the fuck. So it's clearly becoming more prevalent.
Yeah, if Bovada's cash out option was easier, I would use Bovada because you can do a fucking 16 leg parlay like these other guys are hitting massive for $3 and winning 20 bands.
Yeah, Bovada might be like stream
They
wise.
pay out in
Whoa.
crypto.
Oh, okay, for that. Yeah, Bovada might be on like for Twitch wise. Bovada might be like not okay. I don't really know because
Yeah,
it's
I'm not
kind of
sure.
like stake. Like it has both. Like it has the sports betting, but it also has like the
Right.
online casino shit too. So I think
Yeah.
Bovada might be one of the banned ones on Twitch where like technically I don't think people could go on here and like do it. But that's the thing is with like the fantasy and all that, you could stream your picks or talk to people. You know, I don't know what people are gonna end up doing with
That's
it,
why I
but
like
obviously,
DraftKings.
well, that's where I now that gambling isn't a thing and fantasy sports is, and there's a deal with the NFL and Twitch and everything. I feel like I don't know how people are gonna do it, but in some type of way, we're gonna see streams and content created around doing fantasy picks and betting on
Yeah.
games or something. Even though you can't watch the games, I feel like they're gonna sit there and like I don't know. Like Tim does it. He's been sponsored with FanDuel for like 2 years or whatever the fuck. And just watching him, he'll randomly like on the Friday before the Sunday games, he'll just do his bets with chat real quick for like 15, 20 minutes. I feel like people will start doing like hour things out of that or something like
Well,
I don't
see,
know, actually
that's where
doing live streams out of like
I've
making
seen
bets.
some of those. I've seen some on like TikTok on like Sunday mornings. People will be on live and just like talking about like all the players and like giving their 2 cents on who's going to do this, that, or the other, who's hurt. Like people giving injury reports based on who to pick in your lineups and things like that. It's definitely going to be more prevalent because there's plenty of people that watch sports, you know, and the fact
Yeah.
that there's a lot of money to be made in sports betting at this
Yeah.
point, it's like, why not?
Yeah, no, I feel
Why
that.
not? Because
I
even
feel that.
myself, like the gamble, obviously, it's like no, you can't control what a player is going to do or this, and the third, but you can make a lot better educated guesses than just fucking throwing 20, 100 on black, right?
Yeah, no, I
Obviously,
feel that.
yeah, you got damn near 50-50 chance at that, but how, betting based on stats versus hoping that shit just happens is nice.
Yeah, no, I feel that. All right, let me head down and start getting it over there that way yonder, guy.
Yes, sir.
Let me put the PC down a little. I got it recorded. Okay, cool. PC down just in case Marshall is in here. I don't want her stepping on the keyboard and ending shit accidentally. Excuse me.
My bad, quick peanut butter pretzel break.
You what?
I said, my bad, quick peanut butter pretzel break.
I'm not. Oh, is that me lagging? You lagging? Me lagging because I kept
think
it
it's
on there.
you, but I figured we let it settle in.
Yeah, I kept it on the thing upstairs in my room because it was disconnecting. I need to set it to this one. Two internet. Well, two like internet system things, kind of ish.
He said kind of ish.
Nikes. Big yawns.
What's the topic for the night?
You said what?
So what's the topics for the night?
From me?
Just in general.
I have a couple things. I have to refresh my memory though, because I thought of them earlier, but I've been having a headache, so like, I have to go look. I've bookmarked them somewhere.
Yeah, no worries. I've got a couple of things bookmarked. A couple things that probably aren't that serious, but I probably laughed at. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, I was really upset at my screen recording messing up that I tried to send to you. I went to show it to my mom last night too, and that's when I realized that the screen recording was messed up, bro. But that shit was so funny, bro.
It wasn't really messed up.
No, it did. It didn't show you the whole last part. I don't know if you saw my text, but basically, because I ended up watching. I tried to show my mom my screen recording, and then I realized it paused, and the last 30 seconds of it were just the video paused for some reason. But basically, Kai comes back in. That's what was in the screen recording. Kai comes back in. He's putting the shirt on. That girl, her hair's all frizzed up, and obviously, like, Speed's like, how, like, how, and then Kai's like, what? We were just playing Uno, bro. Like, we're just playing Uno, and Speed's like, no, how? And he's like, bro, you just go on Amazon, you buy the Uno set, and like, whatever. And then, so then Speed, this is the part that got cut off. But Speed goes, you guys need some time alone in the room for a minute. Let me take her outside. So then they go outside, and obviously this is content, right? They go out, now Speed and the girl in the red shit, they go outside. They step out the room. So then it was just Kai and her for a second, and it like cuts that part out, but then it's just that. And then Speed and the girl walk back in the room, and her hair is all frizzled up. And Speed is literally, bro, like, he's got a towel around his neck, and he's like he's like shaking and like has sweat on his forehead and shit. And he sits down like this, and he's literally still shaking like that. Like, looks like probably water, whatever the fuck, but literally looks like he's sweating on his forehead, towel on his neck. And then the girl's like, you guys look like you had some fun. And Kai's like, yeah, what'd you guys do? And he literally, 30 seconds! Kai goes, what? He goes, 30 seconds! A new fucking record, Kai! And he just daps him up, and the video ended, bro. That's what got cut out. And I was like, no, like, because that's why it was so funny.
Yeah, that is funny.
Yeah, that shit got cut out, though, but that was the funny-ass part.
He said new record. The best out here.
That shit was funny as hell.
No. Get off.
I was crying, bro.
That's comedy.
Yeah, that man's Speed is comedy. He's obviously, he's young and he's gonna be controversial, but the guy overall is comedy, and he clearly has a lot of potential. Yes, he's done some questionable things, but like, yeah.
They be in their damn fields. He's funny.
That's what I'm saying. He's funny. He's young and he's a little immature, and sometimes he crosses the line on certain things, but it's not like he crosses the line so bad to where like he's just a piece of shit. He takes his humor too far.
Right.
It's not like he's out there like really causing harm to the world. He's just taking his humor too far a little sometimes. You know what I mean? Yeah, literally, basically.
That's all.
Although, fuck, I kind of want to show you it, but like stream wouldn't be able to see it, which is kind of fine. But do you? Fuck, man, I don't know. Do you want to get on a little speed? Do you want to watch this other little thing? It's hella funny, bro. He basically gets an argument with a girl. You know who Shaq West is?
Yeah.
So he's on with Shaq West, and basically the two girls come onto a date with him, and he's told them that basically it's his dad, which I don't know if they know it's not or whatever. Long story short, she ends up saying, I won't show you the video, but she ends up saying to him, like, something about, like, I had presents for you, but you got to prove to me that you're worthy of them or something. And then he said, like, no, bitch, I don't. And then she goes, excuse me. Like, she got offended by it or whatever. And he was like, I'm sorry. And then even Shaq West sat there, and he goes, like, this or that. So he apologizes for it eventually, right? Because, like, she's like, that you don't call a female a bitch. Like, I'm sitting here saying I'm going to give you presents, and you're calling me a bitch. Like, that's not okay. And so he's like, I'm sorry, you're right, I shouldn't have done that. So she keeps, like, kind of going on it. And she's like, you can't be mad at that. You have to like prove yourself in life. And she obviously made him uncomfortable. And part of Speed, whenever he gets in uncomfortable situations, he just barks. Oh, literally, because she said all that and was kind of like lecturing him. He just, starts barking at her. And she literally, bro, stands up, grabs her phone, grabs her bag, like says to Shaq West, like, it was a pleasure meeting you, but that's not cool. And she just walked out and gone. And again, it is a little disrespectful, a little too far. Like, obviously he disrespected the female, but again,
By barking?
Well, but the bitch, and then it's like, again, it's just Speed. It's like again, it's just it's funny, but like obviously to her, she's gonna get offended. But then like for other, I don't know, it's just a tough thing because it's like I get why, like, obviously yes, maybe you can say he's being a little too mean, but at the same day, That's why I'm saying it's just his humor being taken too far. Because he's not actually trying to be mean to her. He's just barking, but she is like, no, that's fucking rude. Obviously, everybody else knows it's Speed, and they laugh, but she didn't know Speed. She was just meeting him, so she took it as disrespect.
I'd
You
take
know what
that
I mean?
even as just weird at that point. You know, it's like for her, it's like it's not even disrespectful. That shit just nigga. What did you just bark at me? Like what the fuck was that? That's how I would have been if I was her. But no, I feel that. But to his point, you bringing me gifts. What the fuck do I gotta prove? You already bought them, bitch. What do you mean I gotta prove something? Clearly, I've proved enough to get to this point.
That's why I wanted to show you the video because
I'm just kidding.
Well, that's what I wanted to show you the video because I don't have the context before that and all that shit.
That's all good. I was just laughing because I was like, that is kind of funny, but yeah, it's not necessary. The bitch, I mean, calling her a bitch, yeah, that's disrespectful, but the barking, that's just him not knowing how to answer back to shit.
Well, again, if you know Speed or if you've seen him be crazy, every time he gets in an uncomfortable situation, he just barks, bro. Yes, it's outlandish, but like it's
He'll have to
funny.
work on that though. He gonna really have to work on that.
Well, yeah, I mean, again, it's
He's
just
gonna have to work on. I know it's content, but he gonna have to.
it's just part of his comedy right now. So obviously, like eventually, he won't just be barking all the time. But again, he's just young, so like
he could have dragged out that. Not that I've actually seen it, but I'm sure that situation could have dragged out a lot longer if he could have actually had wordplay versus just barked at her and she like, all right, that shit was weird. I'm out.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit. I'm out.
Yeah. And I didn't watch the full stream, so I don't know if like that ended everything that they were. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Shit,
Yeah. That was a video he posted at least. You what?
I'd have gone home too if I was her.
Well, that's the thing is like I get it being her, right? You know what I mean? But like as me as somebody watching, I thought it was funny. Like you know, like. Again, I get from her perspective, like, she's like, fuck this dude. Like, I don't ever want, like, he's weird. Like, again, not everybody feels that way, but I get her feeling that way, right? Like, other people just laugh at it and they're like, okay, this kid's just fucking stupid. And then they move on from their lives. But I also get being just like, fuck you, you're weird. I don't want to talk to you. You know what I mean? Because I don't know.
Nothing else to say when a nigga barks at you. What do you even say back to that?
Yeah. Well, that's what, like, again, Kai knows Speed, but on the Kai and Speed stream, Speed starts barking, you know, with his deep bark, whatever the fuck, and Kai just mocking him, like, that's what I would do. You start barking at me, I'm just gonna, that's what you sound like. You're saying nothing, bitch.
That's wild, bro. It's funny, but I'm glad that's his only content.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
I'm like, nigga, you are grown. You're too damn grown to be barking in here.
Well, that's why I'm saying the kid's young. You know, he's 17, 19, whatever the fuck he is. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's really 17, but when they go on the E-dates and when he's with Aiden and Kai and all them, they say he's 19. But yeah,
He's old enough to know right from wrong. Goddamn it.
well, no, I know that. Yeah, no, that's why I'm saying is his humor gets taken way too far because clearly he'll settle down on that. It's just he's young and dumb. We were doing young and dumb shit when we were 17, 19. My senior year, I was doing hella dumb shit. Like we just didn't know what Twitch was or YouTube or anything like that, you know. But we were doing hella dumb shit.
Our high school would have been ridiculous if we had YouTube.
Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if you remember, but in middle school, someone started like the only time I remember anything of YouTube being a thing in our area is in middle school when we were in 7th grade. The 8th grade class started having the bathroom fights, and they started a YouTube off of it. It was literally called. I don't want to dox our middle school name, but it literally was the name of our school. Bathroom fights, and I don't know how many subscribers they got or whatever, but they literally would fight every day in the bathrooms at break or at lunch or whatever, and they would record it and then post it on YouTube. And then they would start doing backyard fights and all that, which obviously I'm sure came from them watching. That was just from them watching Kimbo Slice or what, you know, just being into fighting. A lot of the kids at our school and in our area are into MMA and just wrestling or whatever the hell. So they saw backyard fighting YouTube videos with Kimbo and all that, so I'm sure that's why they thought of the bathroom shit. But that's it. Like just thinking back on our childhood, that's the only time that anybody ever really did anything content creation wise, like around our area. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it wasn't recorded. I don't remember how many were actually thrown. I remember I was taking a piss in the bathroom. About 7 of them came in. It's like, all right, what y'all motherfuckers doing? And then I realized, oh fuck. And I'm not gonna say any names, but before I knew it, I was the one that was supposed to be in the middle of this body shots damn thing. I was like, how'd I get put in this situation? Luckily, it was a weak motherfucker I got put up against. Only about I probably threw like a couple of them. And then that was, but I was just in there to take a piss. And before I knew it, I was in the middle of some shit, man.
That's funny.
7th grade, I remember that.
Yeah.
And I had no choice because one of the people. God, we're gonna have to talk about the names off camera because that shit's funny.
For that.
That shit was wild.
Yeah, and I'm
not a
middle
fighter.
school. Wow.
I'm not a fighter. I don't like that shit.
I feel
What am I just gonna punch somebody for? And damn sure not gonna get punched for no reason.
it.
Although my knuckles been busted the fuck up because I have been working at they got punching bags at the gym like the last 4 months, last like month and a half. Boy, I've been giving that bag the work. I've been giving that bag the juice, but I don't have no gloves. I'm just raw dogging it, and it is what it is.
I feel it. Yeah, no, that shit's good for cardio. It's just good in general.
Cardio, building some like different muscles and things like that too. My left arm is not weak, obviously, in terms of strength, but in terms of coordination, bro,
Yeah,
I can't.
that.
I don't know why, bro. Like my left arm has always been very like if you
Mine's
ask me to write
my
left
wrist. Mine's my wrist shit with all this fucking. I can't even make an L, which was so weird because in basketball I was so good with my left hand, bro. That was why I was
right
better than most in basketball, is because I developed a good left hand and I could go opposite a lot. Most people could only go right.
There's certain things though that I know I do that are left-handed, like shooting pool. I know, like what hand's forward when you play pool?
My left.
Right, my right hand's forward every time.
Yeah.
If you were to pull a bow and arrow back, like what hand are you using to pull the bow back?
We're doing good, Grandma. Grandma said, sorry. On the bow, it's still right hand. For me, I'm all right hand on everything. Even the only thing that's goofy for me is when we rode skateboards, the fact that I would push like a lefty, but I would ride like a righty. Like you ride like a left-handed person, which again, skateboarding is a little bit different. But like your left foot was your like power foot, and my right foot was my power foot, whereas my left foot was my trick foot. But then when I pushed off my left, which was how you guys are supposed to push, because push and then kick, then
you push from the fucking back of your board all weird.
My foot would be on the back of my board because my right foot stays, so then I'd be pushing and then left foot to the front, whereas you guys are pushing with left foot and then left foot to the back, and then you do a little pop, and then, you know what I mean? I was doing it opposite. I would push, then my foot, I would have to. That was the weird thing about me, is I would have to get my foot in
a lot of motion.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's the only thing that I do weird. Everything else I basically do kind of like a right-handed normal kind of person. But you are weird in that sense. You do a few things left-handed. But sorry, Grandma said stopping by to say hi to my 2 favorite guys. Hi, Boozer Grandson and hi, Muscles. How are you 2 tonight? And we're doing good, Grandma. We're just chilling, vibing, gang, shooting the shit. Shooting the shit, literally talking about how Dave shoots pool and a bow and arrow like a lefty, but he's righty. Boobity bop. I'd be hitting just a little one of these. You know what I'm saying? See, but Dave, is that how you would have done it when you hit a 3 though too?
What?
Say celebrating was like a big thing. Obviously, in the NBA they do everything for the 3s now. That started to become a thing when we were in high school. But
yeah, no, right hand goes back. Right hand goes back on the 3s.
I was gonna say, if you hit a 3, you would have to throw the right hand back, right? Because that's the shot or the hand you're shooting with. You wouldn't throw left because after making a right-handed shot, you wouldn't go left, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But when you had a bow in your hand, you'd have to go left.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do this.
Yeah, it just I already don't shoot a bow and arrow left-handed, but I'm just thinking like if you make a shot
What
with
it
your right
is though
hand,
with bow and arrows, I can do both, to be honest. Whereas with
I feel
pool,
like I could too, but pole I can't because again my wrist, the coordination of me pushing things with my left hand, like even when I bench, I don't know if you remember, but back in the day when I bench, bro, this arm goes kind of in. Like this one's always been right, and my chest develops differently because of it. Like this one goes and does weird shit because my wrist isn't as strong as this one, whereas this one I just straight, boom bop. But this one does some weird shit. It locks up or doesn't bend certain ways. So then my elbow, I adjust to it, and I also have my whole left arm just messed up. I have my torn AC joint here, so like, yeah, I just do a lot of shit with my left arm is clearly not as athletic as my right.
yeah, mine is.
But again, in basketball, I was good with that shit.
I'm over
I don't know.
here. You guys always give me shit for this, me saying that like if I were to be in a fight, my right foot, right hand, or forward, like southpaw. I've been working on right leg back. I've been working on that shit, bro. I've been trying to
You
get
need
this
the
left,
power to come
this
from the
left
back.
jab, bro.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I still can get so much out of my right being forward, bro. I love it. I still like. I'll
No, you
practice.
can. It'll benefit you to switch up, but
I was
yeah,
gonna say, and
if
that's where
you're
it's like I'll be practicing left with my left hand, left leg forward, so that way my right hand's my power hand. But after a couple punches, I notice I want to rotate to right leg, right hand forward, right leg, right hand forward, and I can still throw a good combination, and my left hand throws better punches from the back. Not necessarily as much power as my right hand would from the back, but it throws more like better,
I know.
more quality punches compared to a left hand jab. Like I feel like my jab's still weak. I'm like,
I feel
people
that.
would be slipping my jabs with
I
the
feel
left.
that. I feel
That right
that.
hand, though, you ain't missing.
That's why you don't have to, but I would get, like, for me too, it'd be tough for me because, again, my wrist is weird. So if I'm punching a bag, like, I would have to have gloves. Just obviously, like, if I ever got in a real fight, I wouldn't have gloves. But just to get the right feeling of my hand just hitting something without feeling the weirdness, the unathleticness of my wrist. Like, to your point of, like, throwing it weird. Like, I feel like if you had gloves and it just connected clean every time and you weren't worried about the unathleticness of your left arm compared to your right, then it would just, like, naturally next time you get say you use gloves for a month, say you take them off and you just do some swings, I feel like your left hand would naturally, because it knows how it's supposed to hit things and feel, you know what I mean? I feel like it would just naturally look better. Because I know me, like, to your point, my shit, I don't even really know how to, like my left wrist is weird, bro. I have, like,
I had to get out of the habit of letting my thumb drift away when I wanted to throw a punch.
Your thumb? Like this?
I'd come in and my thumb would be here.
You'll break your shit.
Yeah, and I broke that really fast because I was like, I know I just need to tuck them, and that's not an issue anymore. But what it is in my left is it's just coordination. So it's like the power. And sorry, what I was gonna say when you said like the putting on the gloves so you can feel like the landing of the punch. I put myself at a distance enough to where it's not like I'm having to deliver like the strongest punches to the bag and risk fucking up my knuckles completely. It's like all the power is through the air and it just kind of stops at the bag. Whereas instead of like punching through the bag all the time.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
So I've been just practicing that motherfucking left, boy.
I feel that.
Even today, I think this morning I had my right hand behind my back and I was just throw my jab, and then I switched back through the power play. I was like, all right, we gotta work on this shit. I ain't never been in a fight, but you never know when you need it.
Yeah, with your power hand forward, you just have to like, say you got more comfortable with your left foot back and right foot forward or whatever. Like, say that's how you stayed comfortable fighting. You just have to be, and again, I ain't no MMA coach or whatever, but just from a little bit that I have watched, I feel like you just have to become more of a defensive fighter. Because if your power's forward, I feel like it's easier to counter shit. Like, if you swing here, that jab's going to be quick, to your point of, like, your right being good. So, like, you'd be more of a counter fighter rather than an aggressor. Like, if your right was back because that's your power, just naturally be like but I feel like when you're right, your power, like, to what you're talking about with how you naturally want to fight like this, like, if this is weaker than this, I feel like it's easier to slip things and counter them than it is to, like, be attacking things with your weak hand not doing as much damage. Whereas if
Exactly.
If somebody's leaning in and you're going, oh, and then it's, you know what I mean?
No, and that's the thing is like I could imagine that if I was in a fight, I'd throw half as many punches as the other person.
I feel that.
And if I did throw like the punches I did throw, the amount of them that were jabs compared to power would be night and day. Jabs over power because they'd be all right hand jabs, short, and then a couple cockbacks.
Grandma says she has a funny story. Tell a funny story. Nancy had a boyfriend that wrestled. I saw him push her, got in his face. He said, let's go. He would lay down and he could wait. He said, let's go. He would lay down and he could take me getting up. I said, okay. He laid down. I pinned his arms and he never got up. What a loser. He was so mad a short mom took him down. You owned him, Grandma. Good shit.
Gotcha.
Got his bitch ass. Pin for the count. 1, 2, 3. You're out of here. I watch a whole lot of wrestling, but like maybe like Steve Austin did that or something. Maybe he pinned a lot of people. The Undertaker. You're one of them, Grandma. The Rock. You like The Rock? It's not the same wrestling, but like you know.
Nah, those wrestlers are savages, bro.
Professional wrestlers or like wrestlers in high school?
Well, the mentality you have to take in general, because it's the same thing like with football, right? Obviously, the NFL players are savages compared to high school players. But in terms of like top tier wrestlers, no matter what range you're at, I guess, you know, even these fucking 8-year-olds that are top tier, you know.
So you're not talking about WWE. You're talking about wrestling.
No,
wrestling.
real
MMA.
wrestling. Yeah.
That's what I was asking. Yeah. No,
Sorry, you said professional, and then my brain went to like the Olympic team professional. You know, like.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, it's just professional wrestling is like,
WWE. That is entertainment wrestling.
I'm gonna say that's what I was trying to make the difference between. It's weird, but there's no like there is professional wrestling like you're talking about with Olympics and all that shit. But like, really, if you're a professional wrestler, say you're like a Division I wrestler, you could wrestle for the Olympic team and make decent money, but you probably have better shots learning some MMA and going to the UFC. It's so weird that there's no like professional wrestling organization, but there's obviously professional MMA and all that shit. So that's what I was trying to like decipher is like obviously wrestling is wrestling and it does take a different mentality, but then there's like the really different ones that go into the MMA and become a warrior and all that shit. But obviously, to your point, that's already within. It's not within every wrestler, but it's within a lot of them and within the sport to where you're going to find a lot of kids that will transfer from that to go into MMA and be a brutal wrestler and put their line on the life. Like, because obviously wrestling, it's not the same as MMA with what?
Sorry, he said line on the life. My brain processed.
Oh, yeah,
life on the line. Sorry, I just my brain instantly was like, that wasn't right.
You said wait. Yeah.
Sorry.
Chilling. I was like, what?
I was like, wait, did you just say that?
Yeah.
No, but it's true. Like that, it's weird that there isn't like a true organization for like you know, like you're saying, college players or college athletes to go straight to, and there might be, it just isn't prevalent in that regard. If you're gonna make money out of it, might as well go like you're saying, the UFC or MMA route and or the Olympic route. But even that's far and few that go.
Yeah.
And I could imagine a lot of wrestlers wish they could use their hands sometimes. That's why they do go to UFC. They're like, all right, I'm tired of fucking having to figure out how to pin this dude while I got him on the ground. Can I just smash his face in while I'm here?
Yeah, they have, Grandma. They have. Yeah, The Rock did play football, and then he went into that. But that's where, again, WWE is entertainment. They're not, like, actual professional wrestlers. That's why I was asking Dave, which I thought he was talking about actually wrestling. But, like, professional wrestlers, again, not to discredit them, they're probably some dogs, too. But at the end of the day, it's entertainment, so none of that's, like, real, like, whatever. But wrestling, it does take a different, a warrior mentality to just be able to risk putting your leg, knee on the line, and then obviously, like we're talking about with going to UFC, then putting your life on the line with getting punched in the fucking head repeatedly, or kneed, or elbowed.
The thing with like the WWE, I'm not gonna lie, is they're still professional athletes by all means.
No, they are professional athletes.
Yeah.
Yes, they are athletes,
Yeah,
but
it's just
the
the wrestling
mentality,
it's
yeah,
entertainment.
yeah.
At the end of the day, they're acting like yes,
They're still
of course,
professional. It's not to take care of their body, but
yeah, they're using their body. They're throwing each other around. They're stunt doubles. You know, like a lot of those guys are
Yeah.
fucking true stunt doubles. To be honest
Yeah.
with you,
yeah,
if they weren't
100%.
already famous prior to getting there.
Yeah. Yeah, everything they do, for example, is yes, it looks dangerous, but everything's set up for them not to get hurt. Like, don't get me wrong, wrestlers have gotten hurt, but the WWE, to your point of them being a stunt double, they can get hurt doing what they're doing by jumping off of a ladder and onto the stage and whatever, and breaking your back over a table or whatever the case is. But they're all props, so that way people don't get hurt. You're supposed to act like you get hurt, but it's all prop that you don't get hurt. Obviously, there's an off chance that someone could get hurt, but wrestling, football, any other sport, there's none of that. There's no props, so that it's all gladiator shit. You're putting your life on the line type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, with with that stuff, it's like you're gonna get hurt based on an acting injury, not a
true being a gladiator.
not getting
And again, not to
punched in
discredit
the
what they
face.
do because they're still
No,
professionals.
No, they're
But
professional
it's-
actors and professional
Yeah.
athletes. Yeah.
Mhm.
But it is not a gladiator mode. There's a script for who's supposed to win each match. You know, it's not like, oh, who's going to act. No, there's a script for who's going to win and who's going to win the next time.
They know going in, yeah.
Yeah, like you know who's going to win. They say they want the match to last 32 minutes. It's going to last 32 minutes. You want it to be 6 minutes. It's going to be 6 minutes.
Fall from the ceiling and was killed. They had not done the rigging right. It was horrible. WWE is brutal, at least when I used to watch it. Yeah, so that's it back in the day with again, we're talking about them being professional actors. Not like back when they first started, they were trying to mix entertainment with like real stuff. So they didn't know how to, they weren't an actual just straight entertainment actor business. So they didn't, that with people getting hurt and actually hurting themselves, they didn't know how to set up an actual stunt. Because it was still all set up. The stunt was supposed to happen. They didn't know how to do it safely. Because they'll do it today now and people won't get hurt by jumping from the ceiling or whatever, but it's because it's now Hollywood and it's ran by people that set up stunts, like Deeps Point being a stunt double. They know how to set it up to where no one's going to get hurt, which when it first started, it was about making the money and entertaining, so they didn't have all the Hollywood 100% industry artists in there to like set up the stunt. It was just, okay, this is going to be cool. Let's put our motherfuckers through some crazy shit. So to that point, Grandma, those OG wrestlers back in the day, they're probably worse than gladiator crazy motherfuckers before it got way too Hollywood, because they were kind of just slaves to, what was that guy? Mahone, is his name Mahone? McCone? What's his name?
McMahon.
McMahon, yeah.
Well, and to that point, it's like there's certain things that if you ask any stunt double as an actual actor, they've had plenty of broken limbs. I mean, to this point, Jackie Chan did his own stunts. He talks about it, how he's broken damn near every bone in his body. It's gonna happen. You know, he's in the safest possible environment for you know, no injuries to happen. But at the end of the day, they know they're gonna get thrown. They have, you know, soft rings, so it doesn't actually hurt them when they land flat back or whatever.
Yeah.
They know how to plant their feet, but you can't account for, you know, an arm kind of getting out of the way and your shoulder coming out of place when you hit the ground. Like, shit just kind of happens. That's where it's like, those are the kinds of injuries that they're getting now. And even for the most part, like, you know, a tweaked ankle as they're jumping off something, they land kind of funny as they jump. Like, those are the kinds of injuries a lot of these guys get. Like, John Cena had like an elbow and shoulder injury for the longest time. You know, it's like,
I think his knees too. Doesn't he wear like knee straps?
knee sleeves and stuff. You know, like he's just beat up from lifting and like doing all this extra stuff. So it's like, it's very physical and demanding on the body, and so. Yeah, they definitely leave. They definitely leave with their bruises and their bumps and scrapes and all that kind of stuff. But I can imagine they're still paid handsomely, considering you got these people still doing the shit.
And again, to what we're talking about, there's still a gladiator aspect to it. Again, it's all set up, but You have to be willing to do that. You have to be willing to jump off of a ceiling onto the floor mat, whereas a lot of the natural
8-foot
human
ladder.
being isn't willing to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 8-foot ladder starfish and land on somebody and hope, and just know that it's gonna work out.
This is kind of this will kind of transfer us a little bit, but Grandma says back in the day, football is so different. That's because she was talking about wrestling being different and all that stuff. So now she's saying back in the day, football was so different than today. I watched a lot of Hall of Fame athletes, and that is true. And not to diminish those Hall of Fame athletes, Grandma, but there's a lot. Like every sport progresses, so a lot of those Hall of Fame athletes, they wouldn't be Hall of Fame. Like it's early on in the the creation of football, the creation of baseball, creation of NBA, whatever it is, right? Whatever sport you want to talk about, not even just football. And they start creating the Hall of Fame, and people get in there and all this stuff. But even Deion Sanders, we talked about this on one of our Tuesday nights, Grandma. Deion Sanders addressed like my bus should be above other busts because he's an actual Hall of Famer, changed the game, was a game changer, and he was like, people nowadays just get into the Hall of Fame for anything, and like that can be also transferred to how easily players were getting in the Hall of Fame back in the day because there's clearly like the top of the top. There should be like a top 50. Like these are the Hall of Fame best to ever play football. But when football first started or basketball first started, you get players just making it in the Hall of Fame every year, or whenever it started, right? And now the Hall of Fame has been, you get 5 players in every year, whatever the case is, and now there's just so many players that are in the Hall of Fame that, to Deion's point, he's like, I'm one of the top 15, top 10, top 5 ever to play the game. My head should be above everybody else's because like that, like I don't know, it's hard to like equate the actual true, like everyone's in the Hall of Fame, but it's like some players back then wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame today because of how great some players have been in this current day, and vice versa with some of the players still getting, because they still do 5 every year. So it's like there should be a certain criteria, like to Deion's point, he was saying there should be a certain criteria that you've got to make to get in there because I changed the game, he won rings or whatever the case is, but not everybody does that. You know what I mean?
Right. And
so in basketball, you kind of have to win a ring to make it to the Hall of Fame, but you don't in the NFL.
I would almost say like obviously it doesn't count for the people that are still in the league in this sense when I say it like this, but I feel as if you have if you've set a record, like certain records like Deion with interceptions, punt returns, like all these different records, passing yards, receiving yards. When you have those records, guys like Jerry Rice, who, receiving yards that have lasted 20 years, like records that have been on the board for a long fucking time and no one's touched them. Those are guys that I feel like solidified top, that top echelon of like that guy for the most part. Obviously things are going to fluctuate. The people that start to surpass those records are the ones that should then be noticed. Cooper Kupp, for instance. Obviously, Tom Brady, when their time comes to get put in the Hall of Fame, obviously they don't just get Hall of Fame status in the middle of their career. But I'm sorry, I'm just thinking on it like that because it's like obviously
300%.
There's different tiers and different levels to it, but there are guys that back in the day, yes, the game was different, but they're still that nigga from way back then to Deion's point.
So, and to that point a little bit on how you're talking about records being broken and all that, a lot of it's like where I was starting to like relate to on Grandma saying she watched a lot of Hall of Fame athletes. A lot of them in the beginning got put in the Hall of Fame because they were the only players, so they were setting the records. So, like, not to diminish what they did. Obviously, there is game changers like a Walter Payton and whatever that did certain things, and you're not, no matter how long ago they did it, you're not going to diminish what they did. But there is certain players that broke records, but then the NFL evolved and they've been broken, like Jerry Rice. So it's like Jerry Rice is clearly the best receiver, but somebody considered somebody the best before that, but he had to obviously beat that. But that player before that, there was a lot of receivers that got put in the Hall of Fame before Jerry Rice, but then he got there, and now it was like, oh, he's at the top. You know what I'm saying? And now, so that's what I was like kind of addressing with, and obviously that comes into today too with 5 players still getting in every single season. But there's a lot of people that early on in the NFL, because no one played and the NFL was just starting, they broke records because the NFL hadn't evolved yet, so they're automatically put in the Hall of Fame. But truly, they're not like. If everybody was in a circle today, they wouldn't be Hall of Fame players,
They should almost do a true order for each position. Like, genuinely a true order for each position. I know it sounds like a lot. But then you have a top 10. Obviously, you only care about the top 10, top 5 for each position, right? Because it's hard to
Yeah.
compare Deion Sanders' goatness of top 15 player ever to Joe Montana, to Emmitt Smith, to all these other Hall of Famers. Like, it's hard to compare. Like, how do you say the DB is over the fucking running back, or these now you're gonna have just 7 quarterbacks, 2 all offensive players, like things like that. To where it's like, how do you determine? So that's where shit. There's plenty of people with plenty of money and plenty of time on their fucking hands to make a goddamn list and do all the stats and really go through
it
some
would just
shit
it would get torn
figure out.
apart because it's so opinionated.
It would definitely get torn apart, but if they can do it based on computer statistics, era, passing percentage, passing completions, like all these different metrics, obviously the game has changed, but for the sake of it, it's already getting picked apart for Deion for the sake of I'm just up here with all these regular ass niggas. Yes, they were good, but goddamn, they weren't that good.
Yeah, no, football was definitely different back then, Grandma. We were talking about that again on a different Tuesday night. Yeah, they were brutal back then, 100%. They were trying to break each other's ankles and feet, and they were legit warriors. But again, luckily and gladly, football has evolved from that, and people don't just want to hurt each other every day.
Yeah.
And it's just about the sport and the art of the sport. But at the same time, to that point, because it was so brutal and most just wanted to hurt each other and all that, now you can't even make a big hit without being seen as somebody that's just trying to kill somebody when you're even playing within the rules. So that is a catch-22, Grandma, because, again, it was so damn rough, and now it's so damn soft because it was so damn rough. So that it's like they need to find a medium ground, because right now it is a little too soft. You can get flagged for anything, but it's because back in the day you'd have dudes grabbing dicks and twisting it inside the damn pile and twisting your ankle and trying to
that's one
stab
thing
you with the shiv.
And these big hits are a whole different story, though. Like, ESPN, like these guys, they literally come out with top 10 biggest hits of the season, top 100, best, like all these kinds of things. I'm like, what if you want? Do you want a big hit or do you want it not? Like, we trying to play some football, and that's the thing is
the game. NFL and ESPN is different, though. ESPN's obviously got to post the big hits because they're a media company. NFL doesn't have anything to do with ESPN's opinion, so
well, they got money in it.
Well,
they got some money in there.
But the NFL, just because ESPN, like they don't. I see what you're saying, but yeah, the NFL doesn't. I mean, they don't give a fuck about what ESPN. Well, they do because then it makes them look bad, but they don't like ESPN posting it. Isn't the NFL wanting big hits? It's the fan. It's us because we do want big hits, and ESPN is speaking for us because we want big hits. But
I know
the NFL is making the rules.
Yeah, every big hit turned into a penalty is ridiculous to me.
Yeah, no, there's one literally in the Rams-Niners game I was watching this weekend that, again, I'm a Rams fan, so maybe it's a little biased, but Taylor Rapp came up and he did make a little bit of contact with the face mask, but literally, like, the direct hit because Ayuk is catching it like this and then coming through, Taylor Rapp was right there to make the hit, so, like, it grazes his face mask, but his helmet hits his shoulder, and he literally just planted him right back, and you see in the slow-mo that, like, it obviously goes by his face mask, but hits his shoulder, and then he puts him back, and he got flagged for a personal foul because they called it targeting with the head. Because, again, I can't deny, yes, his helmet, as he's coming in to make the hit, it starts to hit the face mask, but it's not like he, like, literally it grazes the face mask, and he hits, his face goes into Ayuk's shoulder, and then he takes him down, but they saw the helmet hitting, that shit's just tough for me because, again, if Taylor Rapp comes in and hits him face-to-face and takes him down, I get that. That's leading with the crown of your helmet, you know what I mean? But it grazed it in him making a form legal tackle, you know what I'm saying?
Glad I don't play football anymore. Not even glad I don't play football anymore. Glad I didn't play defense because that's a defensive problem.
Yeah, playing defense in the NFL is tough today because you can't
do shit.
You can't do certain things. Yeah, it's tough. Like,
knock him over, don't tackle him.
Yeah. On a reverse note, like to kind of like I'm talking about, like obviously that's a bias thing with me and the Ram. Like Taylor Rapp shouldn't have been flagged for that hit or whatever the fuck, but we didn't get flagged for this. And to your point of like it's tough to play defense, Leonard Floyd, our outside linebacker. He comes around the edge, goes after Garoppolo, gets his hand caught on him, still makes a sack, but then he like gets down on the ground and was looking up. My dad was like, how sad is that like you make a sack and you look up to look for a flag immediately. But then when they show the slow-mo, he literally grabbed Jimmy G's face mask. No, he grabbed his face mask, and they didn't throw the flag, but like he fell to the ground and was like looking, and they didn't throw the flag. So we got with that one because again, he should have been flagged for it, but we got away with it. But yeah, to your point of just like it has to be tough playing defense. Like, I mean, he did do something wrong, but his initial reaction was to just look for a flag. You know what I mean?
He's for sure gonna be there.
Yeah, and luckily he didn't, but he was looking for a flag and didn't get it, and he was just kind of like, oh, thank God, type shit, you know what I mean? And again, he should have been for that one. I'm not saying he shouldn't have been, he should have. But, yeah, that's just to your point of, like, it's hard to play defense. Like, yeah, you got to be on tip about everything. You can't do one thing wrong. And getting away with something like that, like pulling a face mask, is very rare in today's day and age because they're always looking for those. To your point of like being tough to play defense, they're always looking to get you on a flag. So when you get away with a face mask like that or something, it's very rare. And you should thank Jesus and pray right then and there. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking. She's talking about. Forget who the player's name is, but she said there was a quarterback that put a line on his headband every time his player took the quarterback out of the game, and that's what I'm talking about, Grandma. Like that, just clearly being again, they were gladiators, and crazy motherfuckers, but it's good that type of stuff is out of the league now. But again, the league is a little too soft in certain areas because obviously you don't want players actually going out there and trying to hurt people. Obviously, injuries are going to happen, but you don't want a quarterback to be wearing a headband to be promoting your defense to go hurt the other team starting quarterback, which again, I get it was different back then. So I know it was then, but that's why they changed it into today's day and why it's so soft and shit like that.
It sucks because, yes, obviously you're not encouraging to go hurt another player completely, but it's the mentality. What do they say as to defensive players? Go rip their heads off. Like literally, like that's the motivation. Go rip their fucking heads off. Like that was the mentality that the game came up around. So it's the fact that you still got the same, if not more athletic, bigger fucking specimens of people with more confinements around the rules and limitations. It's like you have bigger people than ever, stronger than ever, ready to hit and play some real football, but the game's just softened up so much in the past 20 years.
Yeah. And again, it is a little too soft, but it is for the better because you don't want, again, that is the mentality of rip your heads off. But at the same time, like when you're a defensive player, like Taylor Rapp making that hit, for instance. Yes, he got flagged on it, but he wasn't going in trying to kill Brandon Ayuk. Back in the 80s, 90s, when Graham was talking about the guy with the headband, like they were actually trying to kill each other. And I get why, obviously, you take that out is because you don't want players actually trying to hurt each other. Again, if it happens, it happens. You're playing a dominant sport, but you don't want, like, again, it's a mentality on defense, like go out, play your heart out, but you never are, especially in today's game, which is again why I like the change. Today, you don't tackle somebody and hope that you hurt them. You feel bad instantly if you end up hurting them on the tackle, especially if you did it within the rules, especially if you end up doing something accidentally and personal fouling them, then you really feel bad, right? But back in the day, they didn't give a fuck. They were trying to personal foul you. They were trying to give you a concussion. They were trying to break your knee. They were, you know what I mean? And that's why, like, again, it is too soft today, but
and I get the twisted ankles I get the twisted ankles and pulling, doing weird shit in the pile. Like, yeah, that shit's like, all right, you definitely, that's a penalty by all means,
Yeah.
But some of it, it's like, let the hard hits happen. If a helmet flies off, don't just assume it's a penalty. That's what I hate. You see a helmet fly off, it's like there's a penalty. Wait a fucking minute. Maybe he didn't have his chin strap all the way on. And if he had his damn mouthpiece in his mouth, it would have kept his damn helmet connected to his face. Like,
My bad, my glasses just died.
Oh yeah, they did.
Yeah, am I louder or quieter?
No, you're okay. Just change the tone.
Ty was grabbing meat in the pile. You don't want to know what I was doing in the pile, bud. I was in that pile, son. I was in that pile. Now you had
Says
some
about that thing.
weird. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's why there's a lot. That's why they're paid millions of grandmas because of all the commercials and all the stoppages in the game. So they're paid a lot today, and that's why they're so safe. Is because motherfuckers get paid a lot, and you don't want people getting hurt and wasting all that money. So again, it's the progression of football. So we're happy for the progression of football, grandma. Obviously, right? Like you want it to progress in this way. You want people to make more money, and you want them to be safer, not ending their careers, so that way they can continue to make money. And to your point of the older players not having that opportunity, like they walked so this era could run type shit, or they walked so this era could fly type shit, I guess, in a weird way. But yeah, the stoppages, they are annoying, but that's why they have all the damn money. There's so much. It's entertainment. It's commercial. People are willing to pay and put their ads into shit, so our players can get paid and hopefully be safe.
Yeah. Tis true, tis true. Think we got a little lag though. Hold on. 1,
2,
3,
4,
5.
6.
Okay, your mouth isn't lagging. It was.
Michelle.
I had seen you laughing and then heard you laughing. That's why I knew.
I felt it. Yeah, it does that shit sometimes. Discord.
Yeah, little cut, little cut.
I think technically we'd have to pay for Nitro for it to like be as clear as possible whenever we like video call like this.
Mhm.
Technically, because everything's set in 720 right now, and it like doesn't
Right.
connect as well. And I think if we paid for Nitro, it would like, I don't know because I haven't looked in all the perks of Nitro, but I think it would enhance. I don't really fucking know, but I think that's part of the perks of Nitro.
For sure. Yeah, it's been a long fucking weekend. It's Tuesday.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and my week's just getting longer.
Yep. And longer. That's all right. Make some extra money. Save some extra money. Invest that money.
All that.
All that.
I'll be losing mine in the next UFC bets.
No, you can't put that out there. You're gonna win some money in your next UFC bets. Speaking of that, I gotta make sure I do my tennis lineups. I'm telling you, I'm gonna hit big on one of these damn tennis lineups one of these days. Cause I've hit, like I said, I can place in the top 15 of these smaller ones. I just need to place in the top 15. I never do the big ones, so I'm gonna try it out. See our luck.
We need to get Nadal or one of these fucking motherfuckers to train me a little bit. Because I was a demon at tennis my senior year, bruh. Get them to train me. These fools be playing till they're like 50 or something, bruh. I need to go pro in tennis.
I'll be playing that old. But yeah. You get down on some tennis. I need to start doing that with bowling, bro. Sign up for some tournaments.
Try and win you some money for it.
They be paying like 4 bands for top 5.
I don't know if I mentioned this on stream. We were just with us on the phone one time, but remember me telling you about that thing I saw on Twitter one day about the dude in the fishing tournaments putting weights in his fish and shit?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
One, which again, I haven't kept up with that story, but if I didn't say it on stream, I'll just give a little brief story. This guy he won a fishing tournament. Long story short, his weight was like astronomically greater than second place. So like people got suspicious about it. We're like, why is it so much more? Like clearly you won,
but like it didn't look like he won by that much, and he like the numbers and the weights were just like very big. So they cut open one fish and it had weights in it. Cut open other fish. They started cut open this fish, and literally this fool had stuffed weights in the fishes and all that shit, right? So there's no telling. This guy's won many fishing tournaments over the last few years. There's no telling how many thousands, potentially millions of dollars he's stolen from people, how many times he's done this, right? So I don't know if the guy's going to go to jail. I personally believe you should. That's like, I mean, there's no way to prove how much money you've stolen from somebody, so maybe you shouldn't go to jail for long, but he definitely frauded people, and he definitely fucking stole money from people. Like, yes, he didn't steal it from them directly, but he indirectly frauded and stole from people and fucked over a lot of people for 2-3 years. So I'm not saying he should go to jail for like life, but he should definitely go to the pen for a little bit of time and fucking learn a damn lesson, because that's fucked up.
Bruh, done finessed them.
That's fucked up. And it's so dumb that, again, not to advocate for the guy, because I'm clearly sitting here saying the guy's a piece of shit, but if you were already going to win the fucking tournament, why did you add the weights in those fishes and make it that obvious to where they wanted to then cut your shit? That's what got you caught.
Well, if he was smart, he would have only added weight in some of the fish. His dumb ass got cocky and started adding weight in all the fish. Like it was gonna make him more, like it was gonna make him more money for having more weight in the fish.
He just got too comfortable. We kind of talk about it with like when we're talking about like a serial killer, and when they're messed up mind and they do it once and they get addicted to it. Like he did it once, he won some money. So to your point, he just increasingly threw in more and more, and clearly got ahead of himself and got himself caught up.
Yeah, did it in 5 fish the first time. Now we're at 10 fish. Now it's every fish, and people started to think things were a little bit fishy. Oh, fuck.
Have a good night, Grandma. We love you. We love you. Grandma's taking off, going to sleep. Good night. We love you.
Thanks for stopping in.
Caleb said that guy won a boat before, and the boat was taken back, but then he sued to get the boat back. Nah, fuck that. He should not get the fucking boat back. That motherfucker's a cheater. Whoever and whatever laws and legal issues and suits he gets into, he should be on the losing end. That's what I believe. That guy's a piece of fuck.
A piece of fuck, Tyler says.
That's my belief.
Yeah, that's kind of wild, to be honest. Brendan said, "You know what? Let me boost these fish." Boost, he did.
Yep. He cheated a video game IRL.
Yeah.
That shit's crazy. And again, he should go to jail. I'm sorry, he should. He shouldn't just lose. You what?
I said prison with you.
Well, because the thing is, you can't take all the money. Like, to the Caleb just said that he's suing to get the boat back, and they took the boat back. Like, it's hard to just take all of his winnings and shit, right? You can't really do that, because yes, you proved that he's cheated, but he got caught in one tournament. So he got away with it in every single other one. So they can't just go, they can assume that he cheated in every other one, but they can't prove that he cheated in every other one, because they're not.
You can't get him for it.
Yeah, they're not going to go back. You can't go back and cut open all those fish. You got cut open at one. So, like, they can't necessarily take all his winnings, his money, and the boat or whatever the fuck. That's why I'm saying he should go to jail, and he should be in any legal issue, so that way he has to waste whatever money he stole from all these motherfuckers. Motherfuckers sue the hell out of him, so that way he has to, come out of pocket hella. And he should go to jail to at least learn a lesson, because again, you can't just take all the money. Like, you can't. You can assume he did, but you can't in the court of law. You can't necessarily just prove that he did. And you can't just take everything from him. You know what I mean?
Let's say no. You can't. Obviously, you can't prove it, but let's just figure out. There's a way. I'm sure. I'm just brainstorming for the sake of this. Say the last 10 fishing tournaments he won. If all the guys that finished second in all 10 of those tournaments came together and said, you know what, we're going to file to sue this guy because of the amount of money we lost to him. They might be onto some shit there.
They might
be onto some shit there.
But at the same, that's also what I mean is that you can't take 100%, because again, you could say he maybe shouldn't have won, but you can't, he still probably would have won some money. So that's why I'm just saying it's clearly going to be tough, but that's why whoever can sue the fuck out of him because he has all this money that he clearly cheated. So make him waste all the damn money because legally, I don't think they're gonna be able to just take the money from him. So fucking make him waste it all, and then
Just go
send
bug that
motherfucker-
nigga for like $10,000-$15,000. Make him just pay it to you in cash instead of going to court. Get yourself a little 10-15 extra on the bag and go on a little
like
vacation.
say, like to your point of being a second place winner, right? Say all 10 of them come up with a court case, or they just walk up to him. All right, so you won 200,000 this time. You won 100,000 this time. You won 50,000 this time. Give me 90% of that, and we're good. And then he might, then he doesn't have to go to.
They're gonna have to go strong arm
fucking,
his ass. Yeah,
he doesn't have to go to court, but then they also basically get everything back type shit.
Yep.
By the IRS too, yeah. Caleb's saying I believe he's getting investigated by the IRS.
Well,
it's gonna be it's gonna be a big deal. It's fraud again at the base level. It's fraud and stealing, evasion, in some type. I don't know the exact definition to it and where they're gonna get him on court law ABC 24D, right? But like, it's some type of fucked up illegal shit, 100% somewhere.
Brother's gonna be in a situation.
Yeah. I just think it's funny that you what?
I just said stupid shit hurt.
Yeah, it should. It should. That graph, fuck around and find out. You fucked around and find out. And that's why I think it's just so funny is you got so comfortable, guy, and good. You got yourself caught up by getting too comfortable, you fucking cocky piece of shit. That's my read on it, at least.
If you only want to find out what level 2 is, you only have to fuck around at level 2.
Yeah.
If you want to find out what level 10 is, you're going to have to fuck around at level 10.
Yep.
That nigga said, let me go on over here and skip on to level 10 of fucking around. Here's the thing that they don't tell you. No matter if you fuck around at level 1 or level 10, you're still gonna find out. You still gonna find out.
Still gonna find out.
Fuck around and find out.
That's so funny.
Shitski.
Real quick.
Fucking tired. Gotta be up.
Tired. I still got this little bit of a headache and shit, but
yeah,
we surviving, baby. We out here. It's a Tuesday night. We're at least chilling for a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, that was one thing I was gonna tell you about. I can't show it. Well, it won't show on my screen anyway, but here. Let me just show you. Caleb will probably know what I'm talking about. There's basically remember how like a while ago there was obviously the girl on Twitch getting fucked? She only got banned for 7 days.
Yeah.
And then obviously Gideon and Speed are still banned. This girl, Dan Dangler, she's a streamer. I don't know if she's banned or whatever the hell right now. Maybe she is. Long story short, there's another video, and I'll share it right here at her first. I don't know if she's banned on Twitch right now or what the case is, but this other girl didn't get banned, and the thing about it was this girl just got eaten out on stream live, and Speed and Gideon are still banned.
Jesus Christ.
But it was, so that's why I have to show you this video, because again, it was another girl streaming, and Dan Dangler was in the background. They were like in this shop, and literally there's a girl under. I don't know if she's actually getting eaten out, but there's literally like it's a girl like looking at her cooter, her butt and her shit's out. Like it's So let me find this shit.
Fuck is this world turned to?
A whole lot of shit.
Listen.
Wait.
This is my point right here of why I couldn't date a girl with an OF. Cause that kind of shit right there, you wilding on Twitch, you not even selling that shit? Oh my goodness. Oh my
So
goodness.
Dan Dangler does do OF. That's
Even
why-
worse. What the
Yeah.
fuck is on there if we seeing that on Twitch for free? You think you didn't even have to pay $5 to subscribe to that bitch.
Yeah, I need to find this damn video to show you this shit.
You gonna have her Cooter Cat online for $3.99 on sale, 20% off for the next 100 buyers of my coochie. These bitch.
Did I bookmark it? I did not. Son of a bitch, man. I can't find it. But long story short, yeah, her butt and shit was out, and this girl was like under her, literally. And so that someone tweeted out saying this bitch just got eaten out live on Twitch stream, yet Jivion and Speed are still banned. And again, it was this girl. She was walking around. She's walking around the store, and she's like, "Is everybody like fully clothed?" And then the one girl said, "No, I don't think so, but you should be good." And she goes, turns around, and then as she turns around, she sees that happening, and it's literally Dan. It's the girl with her ass out, and there's a girl under her. And then she turns, like, again, it was only 2 seconds, but if you pause it, you can literally see that this girl's under, and Dan Dangler is fully, she has a shirt on, but her pants are off. It's her butt cheeks out, and a girl's looking under her. So again, I don't know if she was actually getting eating out, but that was the tweet, was this bitch just got eaten out live on stream, and Gideon and Speed are still banned.
2 things to say to that. Well, 3 things. That's wild that Gideon and Speed are still banned. Second thing. That's somebody's damn daughter. Third thing. I sure as hope to God that somebody doesn't have to have that as a mother. On live stream like that? God damn, bro.
Bro, I'm trying to find this so I can show it to you, bruh. Because again, it's only like a.
The kind of shit that comes back and haunts a teenager when he's in high school or middle school and his bros done found out his mom had their coochie online for $4.99. I would die. I would die. I couldn't do it.
I can't find this fucking video to show you it. But long story short, I saw that on my Twitter today.
That's wild. That's all.
I don't know where it's at now, but
See what I have for us here. Calvin Ridley on the Jags. Wild. Not gonna get too deep into football, but I saw that. Shit was wild. Oh, hold on. This is what I saw. Lottery winner keeps $30 million jackpot secret from wife and child. A man in southern China is keeping $30 million lottery, basically $219 million, but $30 million lottery jackpot a secret from his wife and child, saying he's worried that the winnings might make them lazy. The man only identified. Bro showed up and collected the check in this big ass yellow, like weird ass like suit that you would see, you know, it's like a Disneyland type suit, right? His head all covered with a smiley face. 30 million, bro. Bro won't say who it is, so that way his family don't know about it. That's wild.
I just did a quick search. They have pled not guilty to 3 felony and misdemeanor charges. That's horseshit. He's guilty.
He's guilty, he said. I plead the fifth. Let's see. That was just funny. I don't have anything exciting, I don't think. Just some informational stuff saved and or a couple funnies.
For that.
And or a couple funnies. That's about it.
Caleb, you need to tell Devo to get into music like us so we can just sit here and fucking all of us talk about music and motherfuckers being weird and funny and dumb shit they say in music.
Peter, take
You what?
Takeoff? Is it Takeoff that passed away today?
Oh yeah, R.I.P. Takeoff. Yeah.
I was like, I think it's that one, but I almost fucked it up.
Yeah, I just recently found out, like, literally within the last few weeks, that they had broke up, the three of them,
Yeah.
and I obviously like it made sense once I found it out because Offset's on the song, the album with DDG, and it's just him, and then the other two, Quavo and Takeoff, were making music together. I just didn't really notice it, but I read something on it like 2 weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
and then yeah, the shit this morning happened or last night, whatever it was, essentially. And did you see all the stuff on it?
I just saw it was about some dice. That's what
Yeah,
they said it was, at least.
Yeah, so I saw that it was over some dice, essentially, and I saw this thing. It was a text message, and I don't know. It was over on Twitter, so who knows how true or whatever the fuck it is. It was a text saying that Quavo was the one upset because he was losing money or whatever the fuck, and so they like all got uptight and people started arguing or whatever. And Quavo and Takeoff's group fired the shots first, and then the other group fired shots as well, but that Takeoff dropped when the first shots were fired, so that they think that somebody in literally Quavo and Takeoff's group accidentally shot Takeoff when they were just trying to shoot shots at the other group. So I don't know if any of that's true, but I was reading that on Twitter and I was like, well, that'd be shitty if, again, the whole thing is shitty. Like, he passed away, whatever, but like, not saying it as in whatever, it's shitty that he passed away, but the fact that like that could have, he could have potentially been shot by his own group accidentally or whatever, like that's just wrong. Like, the whole thing is wrong, you know what I mean? But if that's a potential possibility too, it's even more wrong.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is stupid anyway. Like you said, moral of the story, or not moral of the story, but basis is apparently it was over dice, and it's just like, again, I know that's money, whatever the case, but like apparently Takeoff wasn't the one gambling. He was just there, type shit, So
And that's where I knew as soon as I saw that.
shit.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, okay, that's an easy headline for everyone to grab at. You know, is the killed while playing dice. Well, there's probably more to that. Like, whoa, let's dig a little deeper, huh?
Yeah, apparently it was Quavo playing dice. He, like, don't know all the details. I wasn't fucking there, but apparently he had got uptight about something, and the group started arguing, and then shots had been fired. But it was Quavo playing the dice, and Quavo that apparently had got irritated. I don't really know.
Yeah. You know me, I'm weird with my numbers. I just noticed when it happened, or when I saw it, I looked at the date. It's 111222. I was like, what kind of numerology goes along with this here? Because then I was like, you add it up, that's 333. And I'm like, well, let's do some more math here, because you know me and my gematria, and I love that shit. And there's a lot of things that probably connect there, but I didn't want to dive too deep into it because I don't actually know, nor not that I don't care, because obviously somebody lost their life and I have empathy for that. But nothing I know can do anything or change anything that's already happened.
I feel that.
I ain't gonna go deep diving for more information because it ain't gonna change my life.
Yeah, I'd mentioned to Caleb one night that you used to be big into like the conspiracy theories and
I'm
that
deep into
that
it.
kind of stuff.
It's not even that I'm big into them. Oh yeah, I used to be big into like doing a little bit of research around them. But for me now, it's like, I'm not gonna say like, oh, everything's a conspiracy theory by any means, but a lot of times when there's shit that comes out, I'm like, all right, there's more to it than just what the surface says. I promise you that. Do I know what it is? No. Am I gonna go do the research and dive deep and figure out what it is that's actually happening? No, I'm not. But there's more to it, and I promise you that. Or when somebody's like brings up can you believe this shit happened? Yeah, been saying this shit for 3 years, like that kind of stuff, like been saying this weird shit's been happening, or this, that, and the other. Like the chemtrails, no, that stuff's just not even talked about anymore. And I'm like, They just openly admitted, told us what it is, and that's that. Like, but nobody's even fighting it. But 5 years ago, I was just crazy. And it's really just being open-minded. It's not that I'm like, oh, I have all the facts and knowledge, and this is what I believe. You know, like I know this is the truth. But at the end of the day, it's like what we're told isn't always the truth, and too many people go on that.
Yeah.
For those of you guys hearing conspiracy theory, does that mean Deve's a flat earther? No, I'm not a flat earther, but I do not believe we're spinning on a fucking ball hundreds and hundreds of miles around through space. I don't, personally, at all. Not one bit. Do I know what it is? Absolutely not. But I'll tell you what I don't believe it is that.
Oh shit, let me hit this real quick. Oh, shnikes. Ugh. You doing tomorrow? Just training, working, same shit.
Same shit. Hope it doesn't rain tomorrow. Is it supposed to rain tomorrow?
I have no.
Wednesday, 50% chance of rain. It's a 50-50. Imagine being a weatherman, bro. I want to know what I gotta do to get a degree, or not even a degree, a job being a goddamn weatherman. That nigga don't even have to be right ever. Ever. He could be off by 12 degrees, still have a job tomorrow.
Well, yeah, but you know what? You know what makes me laugh about, like, think about a weatherman or even ESPN, right? Like, Get Up, Greenberg and all them, right? Yes, don't get me wrong, sometimes they do their own research. But a weatherman, they show
the fuck up.
They show up that day and they have a script to read. Like, he doesn't have to do the research of, and so whatever he says, like, yes, like, people blame him, but someone did the research. There's a prompt for
nobody even is like, this nigga can fuck it up every day. Be like, no, it's not gonna rain. It's not gonna rain. It fucking pours that day. He didn't even do the research. Nobody even gets mad that he reported it either. He doesn't even get no scrutiny. No one's like, fuck the weatherman. He said it's gonna rain today and it didn't rain. Nah, nigga, if it said it's gonna rain today, it said it's gonna rain. If it did, it did. If it didn't, it didn't. Oh well. But ain't that about the easiest fucking job? Like, at least the other newscasters that gotta like have a lot of information they're reading. This nigga talking about 63 degrees here in Fairfield. He says 63 degree Fairfield, 64 degree Sacramento, 42 degrees Modesto. Like, he gotta say 27 words and he's out that motherfucker wearing a half-ass suit. God damn.
Yeah.
Who do I need to talk to? I'm gonna look up bet you y'all gonna see me on Live Time TV. Watch. I'm gonna be your next damn weather reporter. I don't know how many black weather reporters there are, but I'll do weather and sports.
That's hella funny.
Weather and sports is all I do.
I don't know if this is a real question or not, but Caleb says, ask Dave which way the Japanese took to get to Hawaii to bomb Pearl Harbor.
It's a joke.
I don't know. That's what
they took the way of confirming with the U.S. Next topic. No, just I don't know how deep you're going with that. It is stated and documented that the U.S. spotted the Japanese fleet.
It's a joke. Okay, that's why I was like, I didn't know if there's what that's referring to, because I'm personally just not like. So I was like, I didn't know if you would. That's why I was just
No,
reading
so
it out.
I was gonna say
like,
so to the part that I know said what I said to it because like in a joking manner, but to the point of that joke, it is said and documented that the U.S. Our military spotted the Japanese fleet over 48 hours prior to the attack and did nothing about it. There was also I don't know how much I can dive into this on Twitch, but there's also an incentive for war. Like, if we ever, a lot of the shit that happens in the country that's like, oh my god, this shit, like it's extreme and it leads to some sort of war, it's intentional 9 times out of 10. You know, like Pearl Harbor. We needed a reason to go and fight over there. Granted, it didn't go the way we wanted right away, but still, like, the wars in the Middle East, like, those kinds of things, I don't want to get too deep into it because it's a whole conspiracy nut from me. It's just me being a conspiracy nut.
I would say I'm just here. You guys, he asked the question. I didn't know if it was real or not. He said it's a joke. So
If you know the name, name Tim Osman, yes, Osman. If you know who that is, you'll know that I could go real deep into this shit.
Oh, he said something about the Earth being flat. That's why you're making the joke. Okay, that makes. But I didn't.
Oh, do I know the route that they took? Oh yeah, for sure. So they basically.
Yeah,
No,
I was just
I see
sorry.
what
I
you're
didn't.
saying.
I was just
Like I said, I don't got the
now
answers.
I get what the jokes too.
Yeah, no, my bad. I don't got, like I
didn't
said,
get it
I don't
either.
got the
You're good.
answer, Sway. I don't got the answer, Sway, but I'll tell you what my perspective is. It might not be aligned with the norms or everybody else's, but the reason for my perspectives are not just asinine and not completely illogical. The things that I just say are based out of logic and reason, not just, well, I don't feel like that's true. You know? I ain't just hitting you with that. Like the ball thing. If I look outside, I don't feel like I'm spinning those 1,000 miles an hour flying through space 1,600 miles an hour. If I look outside, I do not see that happening, right? Yeah, there's just a lot of things with it that I'm like, if you look at the sun, they tell you the sun is 93 million miles away. 93 million miles away. Want to talk about the sun heating up the fucking... it was 115 degrees this summer, nigga. You want to talk about it 93 million miles away? How far is 93 million miles? Like, let's really think about that. That's my shit where I'm like, I don't care how big or small the sun is. If I look at that motherfucker... for 2 seconds, I damn near go blind. You want to tell me it's damn near 100 million miles away? That's just like, those are the things where I'm like, how am I supposed to sit here and just take that on the chin and that's the answer? Those are the ones where I'm like, if I go outside, I could go find the Big Dipper right now. Any other day of the year, I can go outside and find the Big Dipper. So does that mean all the stars are flying through the galaxy with us at the same rate, pace, and speed to where I could see the same stars all fucking year round? Like, that's just where it's like, so much of the stuff does not add up enough for me to just say okay. And I know you took the astronomy class, but
No, I mean, okay.
stars are one thing. The stars are one thing. It's just
like
the concept of it.
To the question that Caleb started out as a joke with, though. Like, I hear you on not just wanting to believe it, but I don't hear it. Like, I get you not just wanting to believe that for face value, but then what is it? That's my thing. And again, you don't want to go do the research, but that's why, like, that's what I don't get about it. Is it's like, okay, but then I don't know. That's my thing. Is if it's not going to be something, it's got to be something. Like if it's not an ankle, it's a knee. If your right leg's hurt, like I don't know. That's my.
It's the fact that it's. You can tell me it's 93 million miles away. Okay, if that's what you think, believe this, that, and the other, that's perfect. If that's what it actually is, perfect. Okay? But at the end of the day, when I look at it, that motherfucker's not 93 million miles away. Doesn't seem like it is. Doesn't feel realistic that it'd be that far away. If that's the way it is, cool. No, I'm not going to go to do the research because me proving it does not do anything for me. Nor do I have the knowledge, nor do I have the technology, nor money to actually do true research to figure that shit out. That's the difference. the people that have the money to actually do this research, they're not doing that kind of shit. Like, they've said it's 93 million miles away. Okay, they're sticking with that. Like, they're not going to go back and double check and research that. Now, how else do you do that besides multi-million-dollar telescopes and or flying through space? We haven't been to the moon. We haven't been to the moon in 50 years. Like, they haven't gone back to the moon in 50 years. And when they asked Neil Armstrong why they haven't gone back, he said, well, we don't really know how to. They don't know how to get back to the moon. That's why they don't go back to the moon. Like, if they were so big on the moon landing in 1971, why have they not tried to do it again to show, to get some more stuff, more information, this, that, and the third? They don't do it. The Mars rover, like that kind of stuff, like it's just incredible to me. There's so much money into the science and space exploration that it's like, I don't know. Sorry, I could go way deep into this, into 12 different corners too, because outer space, meaning up and in the stars, versus what I have a concept of outer space past and beyond the ice walls is a whole nother concept. But I don't need to go that deep into the damn thing because that's a whole nother topic in and of itself. All I'm saying is, a lot of the stuff that they fed us, I've found, seen, and researched enough of it to know that most of it's bullshit, and a lot of it stemmed from a lot of other things that are not necessarily the most, for lack of better words, holistic, I guess. It's maybe not the right word, but a little bit. I don't know if I fuck with it, that's all. Because my big thing is all those scientists. Actually, I ain't going to get into it. I ain't going to get into it. Next topic, Caleb.
I got him started. Oh, he's already started. Yeah, he started. I don't know if you heard me.
Questions.
I don't know if you heard him or heard me read this out loud that Caleb said. He said we need to get Neil deGrasse Tyson on here for Dave.
Oh, I can't stand that motherfucker, dude. Talks out of his ass the whole time.
Oh no. I only know a little bit about him. I've just seen a couple videos on him talking with Rogan.
I'll talk about a sellout. Last thing I'm going to say on it, all those damn scientists don't even believe in a creator. They don't believe in any kind of God. They're all based on suns. They all believe that the sun is the center of the universe. That's why it's like people sit here and are like overly, they buy into it, but all of these people that are giving you the information don't even believe in, they're all Big Bang Theory kind of people. We're not even supposed to be here. It's all an accident, or that we evolved from monkeys. Again, I'm not saying it like I got the answers. I'm just saying that the one thing that we are told isn't always the truth, and a lot of it's like you can look past most of what they're saying and realize, well, shit, yeah, that doesn't even add up. Excuse me.
I knew he would say that. Yeah, I don't know much. I don't know much about that motherfucker. I just watched him on, or I've seen clips of him on with Joe Rogan. That's the only reason I know the name. Degrassi just makes you think of Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. I don't know why. Even though there's a show called Degrassi, wasn't there?
That's what Drake started in.
Yeah. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Oh,
Honestly, and to that kind of stuff, it's honestly like kind of to the point of what Tate says is like not taking everything, every little fucking thing you're told, and just saying, "Oh, that's what it must be." So I'm gonna do it this way because I was told to do it this way. It's like, well, fuck, there might be another way to do it, or there might be another answer, or and why would they tell us all the truth? If you told everybody the truth, they wouldn't have power. When you have the power to manipulate people, like that's their strength and power. If we all knew every fact, everything that was going on at all times, we'd act accordingly. But if we don't, we won't act out and question what the fuck's going on half the time, Like that's my big thing with a lot of it is it limits the ability to question things, and then it gets thrown in conspiracy theory, and that's linked as crazy, but in reality it's just another theory to all their other fucking theories. Because most of their stuff that they say is this is the way it is just a theory that they've come up with. It's not,
yeah.
not proven fact. It's okay, well, this is the consensus we've come to after trying this 1,000 times, and this is the best we can get.
In my astronomy class, I did a project on a theory that. Tell me what you guys think about this. All right, Dave and Caleb, tell me what you guys think about this. And anybody that watches this on YouTube, maybe you can make a clip out of this, Dave. All right. There's a theory. All right, guys. I did research on it, and I produced it in my astronomy class. Okay. There's a theory. Again, to your point of a guy came up with this. I'm not saying it's true, but a guy came up with it, so I proposed it in my astronomy class to see if it was true. Right? Just to, you had to bring up something controversial, so I did. There's a guy. I forget the name of the theory. But essentially, he believes, and he has some research, that Mars used to be livable. The planet Mars used to be livable. It used to be just like Earth. There's signs that there used to be water and all this stuff, right? But that it's basically dried up and all this stuff. And basically, the short premise of it, without getting, because I don't remember exactly all of his research, the short premise of his theory is that people, just like us on Earth, used to live on Mars, and there used to be living civilizations on Mars, quote unquote aliens, and they were a civilization just like us, but then tactical nukes happened and it got nuked, and that's why it is so hot and everything's dried up and whatever, is because he basically believes that alien species like us humans back in the day just got in a nuke war, nuked the whole planet, and now it's just dried and it can't be livable and whatever, because there is signs that there was water at one point, there is signs that there was oxygen, all that, but now obviously it's too hot or whatever the case is, all that shit. But his base theory is that Mars used to be the first Earth, but motherfuckers were on that motherfucker and nuked that bitch to the death, and now here we are as a second civilization.
Caleb's gonna have something in the chat.
Huh?
I know Caleb's gonna have something in the chat. You saying all that does not throw me off one bit, okay? That's what I will say. It would not be something that I'm like, man, it's kind of dumb, But what I will say is this, is what I was gonna start to say earlier, but didn't want to dive too deep, but here we fucking are. The ice walls, right? I've talked about them 1,000 fucking times. There's ice walls around the in the concept that I'm looking at this from. The Earth is a saucer, flat in this sense, but a saucer, right? A circle, right? But at the edges of it, it's the ice walls. Those ice walls scale from anywhere from 80 to 140 feet in the air from the water level. Over those walls, which you cannot go, which is Antarctica, quote unquote Antarctica. Past that is other landforms, right? Similar to Earth, which is where what I was saying, like the outer space not being up but being out. There's quite a few theories and a lot of documentation that there are other Earths, essentially Mars, this, that, and the other, that are just outside of what we have, where we're at, just outside of that, not up in the space on a ball, on this ball, and you have to get to the other side of it. There's the North Pole and the South Pole. It's the same kind of concept. Another dome, essentially. You've heard me use the phrase dome before. The Earth, there's a dome around the Earth. There's a dome around Mars. There's a dome around Venus. There's a dome around all these other places. And now there's a lot of talk about, like you said, the extraterrestrial beings. There have been people that have talked about extraterrestrial beings and how there's certain. I don't dive too deep into it because I don't care to have all the fucking facts and knowledge because I can't do anything with it but sit here and have a conversation for 20 minutes about it, right? But essentially, like you said, there was other civilizations that were fighting each other, nuked one another for Mars. Mars then there being habitable before, got nuked, now it's not habitable. That species of alien no longer exists. There's a lot more to it, but that's the base of it. I don't see that that's completely illogical because we don't have the facts. If you look up a picture of Mars, it's all CGI edited. They have a Mars rover, but it's all CGI edited. How does that shit even work? Even the Earth, there's not even a picture of Earth from anywhere that's like a real picture. It's all CGI. It's all like computer edited. That's just what throws me off.
Yeah, I personally just have to disagree, just because and just another little side story. When I was in my astronomy class, pretty sure I told you about this, but just to put it on the thing, it was cool for me one night. Looked up in the fucking sky, and it was the one. Again, I don't know all the research to this. I don't fucking know. I think it only happens once every like 8 years or some shit. Something about only every few years, but you get to get a certain angle on what is it, Saturn? I don't know. Long story short, I saw a goddamn planet up in the sky, and it was fucking lit because we had the big old telescopes where you like look into the sky deeper. But it was on the one night where that happens every so goddamn often. So we're looking at constellations and doing that. But then my astronomy professor, he's just this weird. He was a cool guy, but he was weird. He was funny. He was quirky. He's an astronomy guy. Like he just is into weird shit. So he just came over to us while it was me and Serge, and we were looking at the telescope. And he's like, "Hey, do you guys want to see something really cool?" And we're like, "Yeah." And he's like, "So this is one of the year," and explained it to us. And again, I don't remember. And moved our telescope specifically for us, like zoomed it in and got it all clear for us. And you can just, it looks like the moon, like you saw the moon, but then there's the planet, and it looked like the moon. Like you can see like little, I think it was Mars, it might have been Mars, but you could see little like craters, not craters, but like you can kind of see like shape to it. And it's bright, but you can see that there's like a little bit of a color to it. So it wasn't like white like the moon, but it was like, I don't know. It was like peachy, I guess is a way to say it. Kind of like, yeah, maybe that's the way to put it. I don't know.
So, and I'm not knocking that. I'm not saying that the stars that you see aren't actually something, right? They say that they're just a bunch of suns further away than what the actual sun is what they tell us, right? And so it's like, I'm not knocking that there's stars and there's some sort of something up higher than that, but I also believe that those things are, that's not, when they're talking about going to Mars, what you saw on the telescope, I don't necessarily think, I personally don't equate those two things together, right? When I look at it like something up in the sky like that, like again, that's different because you were able to look deeper past like not looking at stars, but in all reality, could you see the whole planet, or could you see just part of it?
You could, so kicking my garbage over. So you can't, again, it's far away. It's just like the moon and the sun, they're far out, so you don't get, the moon is closer, so the moon looks bigger. But that's where like it's at a certain distance where you can see that there's a shape to it, and again, like the color, but you can't see it so far. Like again, stars are even further, so you can't see. Right. That's why you just see a white light as a star, right? But the moon, when you zoom in on the moon, you can see the craters, and you can see that it's gray and white, right? But then when we went to like that planet again, it's far because it's further than the moon is, but you see like a shape and a little bit of a color coming out of it. And I forget exactly.
I'm just a skeptic because the sun, I think. I'm just a skeptic of what's lighting that planet up for it to give you light to be able to see. And if it's our sun, okay, but then again, how is all of space completely dark, but the sun lights up Mars and the Earth? Those are the two things that confuse me, right? So it's like the whole space, the sun is so bright that it lights up Earth perfectly fine, right? Understandable. But you also mean to tell me it's so bright that it lights up Mars, but no other space in between it is bright at that time. Like that's what completely throws me off. Like how come the sun is not lighting
Say
up?
that again? Slow that
Just
down for me.
the fact that it's like, so the sun would be lighting, essentially lighting. If say you were doing what you were doing, looking at Mars through a telescope,
Uh-huh.
you would then say you would put yourself on Mars. You'd be able to take that same telescope, point it back in the opposite direction. You'd be able to see the Earth, right?
I want to say it wasn't Mars. It's the one behind us. Now that I'm thinking about it,
Mercury,
Mercury.
Venus.
Mercury or Venus, one of the two.
Well, it's Venus, Earth, and then Mars. So it's either Venus or Mars.
I don't fucking know.
No, and it's not that serious. I'm
I'm
just saying from the lighting perspective. I'm like, how does it get to the point where you can zoom in, see the shape of it, but to see the light on the shape of to see Mars, right? Say it's Mars. You're zooming in to see the shape of it. You see Mars, you see the light of Mars, but what's giving Mars that light? The sun. So why is everything else in between there dark? That's what throws me off. Because that does not make logical sense. If the sun is giving Mars the light to be able to be seen, why is everything in between you and Mars, which is including the sun, dark?
Well, okay, I hear what you're saying, but like, I mean, it's so technically, I mean, there's a planet. So say this is the sun. Say this is us, Earth. Say I'm looking when it's dark nighttime. When I'm looking at the telescope, we're on this side of the Earth because the sun's projecting light this way, right? So I'm on this side of the Earth because the sun's projecting light this way. This side of the Earth is lit up. I'm on this side because it's nighttime, and now the Earth is covering this. That's why we get dark, is because it covers, like, our angle, our perspective on this side of the Earth is now being covered by this. Like, the reason they have light is because the sun's coming this way. You know, the light's on this side of the Earth. And then when you're on this side and it's dark, that night when I'm looking up at the other planet, this is us, Earth, right here. I'm on this side of it where it's dark because this is where the sun's coming from. And I'm looking up at the planet that is now in essentially this angle because Earth isn't blocking the light to it, and it's being lit
here's my thing.
as well. So that's why I'm able to, from the night side, look upward because I'm here. This is the other planet. Again, we don't all rotate at like in a perfect line. So that's why it's only once in like 8 or 10 years that like that was able to happen, because we rotate slower / faster than the ones that are outer, inner, all that shit, right? So I don't know all remember all the logistics to that, but essentially this was me, Earth, on this side at night, looking up at the planet right here that's still getting lit from the sun that's providing all the light this way. But since we're on this side,
you're looking through the dark.
Yes, because we're on this side of the Earth where there's no.
But that doesn't change
sun.
Because there's no sun where hold on. There's no sun where you're at. Correct. There's no sun where you're looking originally, but the sun is lighting up what you're looking at. Therefore, there would be light prior to that. Otherwise, it would mean that what you're looking at is right here. The light level is coming right here to only light up that, and then anything else higher than it. But in all reality, you're only seeing this dark. You're only seeing this dot, and everything above it is dark, and everything below it, everything to the right, and everything to the left is dark.
It's just like a door. It's just like a door. If you're on the other side of the door, the light's going to go over. I can't
see anything on the other side of it, though.
It's the darkness. Well, on this side of it, the light will go over it. Technically, say the door was like this, and you couldn't just open it to be, but like the light would hit the door and go over and under and around. But if you're right behind it, like say the room was dark, the light would be coming from up and over, but right in front of you would still be dark. Light would be seeping through above, to your right, to your left, under you, but everything in front of you is dark. There's no light in front of you.
So that's why is the dot light and everything around it dark? You just explained it.
The door is blocking the light. What do you mean? The door is right there. That's what I'm saying.
The door is the dot. The door is in line with the dot, though, is what I'm telling you.
But everything behind it is dark, though, Dave. And then the light goes up and portrays this way. Like it would bounce this way off a door. So everything behind it is then dark. And the light seeps this way and gets less and less and less.
What? See how call this cap Mars, right?
Uh-huh.
So see how everything around it is still light because the light behind it is light? Even if I take it low, it's like everything around it still has light. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you have to put it out of light to be able to It's not that
That's
serious
why I'm
because I don't
saying
have
you
the
should-
answers. I'm
Well-
just telling you that shit doesn't logic. Like I understand it logically makes sense to you, but I'm looking at it from a bigger lens, and I also am not looking at it from the perspective of us on a spinning ball because I don't believe in that personally.
Yeah, but even if you don't look at it from a spinning ball, that's why I'm trying to give the door example, because light coming at something blocks things under it, and the light has to project going this way. So like, I don't know how to like make that make sense, but like,
No, but it does. Like, say that. So you're calling the door the Earth. You're on this back side of the door, right? You're on this side of the Earth. The light's hitting it. For the sake of my light being here, the light's hitting it all here. This is the Earth. You're over here looking that way, right?
Yeah.
You're on this side of my hand looking that way. Sun's coming this way. This side's light. This side's dark. You're looking into the dark.
Yeah.
But now, what I'm saying is that this would block all the light, right? When shining through to look at the dark. And
but
when you're looking at
what
that
I'm saying is I'm struggling trying to explain. But if you think about it, deep, the light's going up vertically past the door. Or obviously we're talking about Earth, but even in a door sense, the light has to go vertical. It doesn't go directly over like this. It hits it and it has to go. It seeps like this way. It doesn't go just directly over it in a square, in a circle. It goes up by hitting that and having to go around it. It goes up because it's now blocked this way.
yeah,
So that's why, like,
yeah.
if that planet was down level with us, it wouldn't get any light. It would be too dark because it'd be behind the door. But because it's up above the door, the light reflects off and hits it a little bit. At least that.
And that's
how.
That's just where I'm saying where's all the other light going. That's my point. Is where's all the other light going? Because now we're talking about vast darkness to see that one little dot of light that is supposedly getting light from the sun that is reflecting light up there. But if all this light's up here and all this light's down here and all this lights are this and that way, it's not that serious. It just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. I've looked through a telescope. I get it. I understand how it works. I've looked through big telescopes, this, that, and the other. But to me, it just does not all add up.
If you take your flashlight and you put your finger in front of it, it's going to go around your finger and light your finger. It's going to light the ground because that's what the light hits, but you're not going to see the beam of light. You're not going to see the beam of light. That's not an actual object, but when it hits the ground, it lights up white because it's now hitting an object, and that's what the light can portray on, but you don't see the actual beams. But then if you put a finger in front of it, it would then have a black light there, and now this is an object, and that's what the light's hitting, and that's essentially what it does with Earth. It just goes around, and this blocks that little part. So even if you do, like, how you do little, you put your light up, and then you do little, like, scary things for Halloween time, like, that's just stuff, an object being in the way of light, and that's why it's then dark, because an object is in the way of light, and it causes darkness behind it because it's in front of it, I guess.
You know what I want to see? I want to see the crease. Oh, that's dumb. That's dumb. Never mind. I need to see it from literally like in an airplane and even higher than what an airplane would go, because I've got so many speculations on it. And it just doesn't all make sense, doesn't all add up. And there's a lot of things I used to look at, whether it be in regards to flight patterns, this, that, and the other, because the flight patterns don't add up on a globe. But if you put it on the UN map, because if you look at what the United Nations uses as their map, which is their symbol, the United Nations map is not the globe. It's a quote-unquote flat Earth, essentially. And the flight patterns, if you lay it all flat, it makes sense why they go certain routes, because it actually flies over each other. But if you look at it on a globe, it looks like they're going from here to there. But if you look at it on the map chain flattened out, the way it actually is in my theory or in the other theories in general, it goes in line. It doesn't actually go like that. But instead, because say that you want to fly from, and these aren't exact things. Say you want to fly from here to Alaska, right? It would say that we have to get fuel on one stop or some dumb shit. It'd say that you are going to go here to get fuel and then you're going to go to here to Alaska. When in reality, you are going here here's your fuel, here's Alaska. It is a straight line, but if you look at it on the globe, it looks ridiculous. And yeah, like I said, there's just like those kinds of things that I've looked into, and I'm like, okay, well, yes, there's a lot of things that start to add up to it. The fact that it does not, just the spinning 1,000 miles an hour in space, in place, is just absurd to me. Like the fact that if we slowed down even a 1 mile an hour, we would all just go flying off the face of the earth. Like that shit just. I just can't buy into that aspect of it, because what's making us spin? How, like, it's all these kinds of things that I just, shit doesn't add up. So I'm like, I'm just gonna live life and not really care enough to sit here and know what's the right or wrong answer. I just know that the one I've been told doesn't add up in a lot of senses. And other things that I have seen, learned, and been told in other words have added up a lot more so. And not even just because, oh, you're looking for something to add up. Here are some facts, statistics, and actual graphs that show you the things that you're talking about. But yeah, it's just a flying through space thing with no end in sight. That's my thing. Like, where does it end? how far have we flown? We ain't bumped into not one other galaxy through the way. We ain't bumped into just nothing. And then they've admitted that they have come in contact with aliens. How the aliens end up catch if they was flying through space, how they managed to catch a ride while we was flying through space as fast as we was flying? Like, just some of that shit where I'm like, it makes you question something. How come a helicopter can't just go like this, hover in the air in the same space for 45 minutes to an hour and land, and why is it still the same spot? If the Earth is rotating, the helicopter should be able to essentially turn its nose away from the way it's rotating, fly at the reverse mileage of where it's going, and land in the same spot. But that's not, like, there's just so many things that when you put it all together, I just can't get it to add up for myself. And I'm sure that there's other ways to look at it, but I've had enough of it.
I feel that. Oh, shnikes. Church. Oh. Oh, shnikes. Figure out when I'm gonna stream tomorrow. I'm busy as shit tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Damn. Sorry, I just saw this really quick. Feds are charging ex-heavyweight boxer Gordon Grodzic for one of the largest cocaine seizures in U.S. history, charged with trafficking $1 billion worth of cocaine into the U.S.
Damn. That is pretty wild. Did you hear about I think it was, I'm sorry if I'm getting this name wrong, but I think it was Cain Velasquez, ex UFC fighter. I want to say it was him. I could be wrong on the name, but an ex-UFC fighter. And just in case I have the name wrong, like there was apparently one of his family members had been like, I don't want to get the whole thing wrong. Something had happened to one of his family members, so he was mad at a person and went to go kill that person. Killed the wrong person. So killed somebody innocent. Like again, he would have been in trouble either way. But
At least do his job right the first time.
Well, he was trying to. Again, I don't want to be wrong in the reason, but I believe somebody had molested like his younger cousin or something like that. So he was clearly up. Not to Again, I could be wrong in the situation. I don't remember it exactly 100% right, but he was going to do something to that person, and apparently went up and shot the wrong person, and then is now in jail, obviously because he murdered somebody, but he murdered the person. He didn't even. And again, not saying murder is right, but he didn't even murder. Like, yeah. Again, fuck around and find out. Stupid is and stupid does. Like, you go to do something dumb, like somebody else pays for it, so don't do anything dumb. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, that sucks. Obviously, I'm not saying what the guy did was right, but like, you then go to do something dumb, as in kill somebody, and then you end up making somebody else pay, and he wasn't even involved, type shit. You know what I mean?
That was just dumb in general. I get the reasoning for it. It was just, you got to make sure you got the right fucking guy.
Well, again, that's what I'm saying is, again, like, I get your reasoning, but again, just to learn, like, control your anger and don't go and kill somebody, because clearly it's showing you that's, like, my thing is it's like one of those karma things, but again, in a bad way, because somebody innocent had to pay the price for your stupid action. You decided to go do something stupid and decided, okay, the best alternative to this situation is to go and kill the person, and then you're making somebody completely innocent pay for it. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
I will be clear. If the original accusation is correct, his intent of action was completely appropriate, I would have been on the same wavelength. Now, you have to take your emotions aside enough to be able to actually do the right fucking job, if that's the fullest extent you're going to go to.
That's kind of my point.
You were willing to go all the way there to do what you were going to do to the fullest extent. At least make sure you're going to do the right job. Yeah, because I get it. I'm not even going to say like, oh, he shouldn't have put himself in that position in the first place. At the end of the day, when it comes down to protecting and caring for your family, a lot of us will do a lot of stupid, irrational shit, and it's not even just emotion. Like, it's just out of the protection aspect. But yeah, you have to be able to set your emotions aside enough to know who the fuck you're going after. Like, if you're gonna go to that point, you have to know what the fuck, Yeah.
You're right. You always talk about people being in their emotions and in their feelings. I just feel like that's an emotional reaction, though. If you sit back and going to kill somebody and being upset, that's an emotional reaction. So again, because he reacted so emotionally, he didn't. To your point, he didn't have the time to think correctly, and ended up making the wrong person pay for it because he reacted emotionally. So again, it's just like, remove your emotions. Again, obviously, yes, you're right. People are going to protect their family and whatnot. But if you remove your emotions first, he was reacting fully emotionally, and that's why somebody that wasn't even involved had to pay for it. If he would have, if his logical answer led to him wanting to do that to that person, the right person, then that would have been his logical answer. He would have done it, and he would have done it correctly. But he reacted emotionally, and that's why somebody that was completely innocent paid for.
And that's why I said everything he did, I completely understand was appropriate to the extent of what he was wanting. Like, his intent was understandable, but his emotions were still at too high of a level to do it properly, right? Like, I'm not saying that he wasn't being emotional. That's what got him fucked up. That's why I say, like, got people that are in prison, like people that have fucked up. Like, the prison is literally filled with emotional ass men because they don't know how to control their emotions to the extent of acting rational and logical, even if they are going to the extent of taking somebody's life. It's okay, got to make sure you take the right one, because you're gonna get you end up in the situation he's in, because I mean, the emotions were too high, and that's what got him fucked up at the end of the day. I get doing his intent of doing what he wanted to do, but It's unfortunate for the person that was innocent in the situation, and it's also unfortunate that that other guy's still walking around.
Yeah.
If he is.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. Is it's just you react emotionally and it's yeah, just bad things happen. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
again, if he would have slowed down for a second and reacted logically with some right intent, then again, not saying he should go murder somebody, but if like you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
if he would have at least I don't know, it's hard to put that right, but if he would have at least got the right person done if he wasn't doing it emotionally, but instead
Yep.
it's just he didn't really make the world better. It kind of made it a worse situation. You know what I mean? Because now a completely innocent family is grieving over something that no one should be grieving over because if that did was molested, you know, yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, he did what he thought was right in the moment, and obviously his emotions led him to not make the right decision to the fullest extent.
yeah. True statement. And he ended up shooting the dude's dad. Oh, stepdad. Yeah. That's what I mean. Is again that I mean. So yeah, I'm wrong in saying another innocent family not grieving, but yes, it again he got the wrong person, and it's just yeah. Yeah, no, again, Caleb, the guy, again, I didn't have all the details, but again, yes, yeah, the guy was clearly a bad guy. I'm just saying he should have not reacted emotionally, and he would have got the stepdad. He would have got the real guy if he would have just slowed down for a second, not, you know what I mean, just use some logic and stuff. Yeah, reacting emotionally got him in more trouble.
I don't know the situation, but I mean, in that point, it doesn't seem like it's like, oh, he walked in the room and it was the wrong person. It was, I found out about this. I know the address. This is the first adult male I saw. I assumed it was him. That's where it's like, okay, you should have known what it was doing. It wasn't like you were moving too fast, didn't know what the fuck you were thinking. Maybe in the moment you didn't know what you're thinking once like the adrenaline got there when he was there, but it wasn't like a instant like first person, or maybe it was a first person. I'm just thinking of it like he went to the right house, knew where he was at, what he was supposed to be doing. Obviously, it was the wrong one of the two men probably that were there, but yeah, again, his logic. I wouldn't say it was even like too much, or not enough logic, or too much emotion, or vice versa of the two, but just the sense of should have had a picture of the fucking guy you were going to get at that point. You know, you should have known exactly who it was because you were at the right place, had the opportunity, and fucked it up somehow.
Yeah.
That's like if SEAL Team 6 was going to capture Osama, end up getting the wrong damn guy, and then they leave that man wandering. You know, it's like, well, shit, nigga, like, you was at the spot. How'd you come back with his brother?
Yeah.
We needed him. You know, that's all I'm saying. You was damn close. We gave you the address. You pulled up on him. You actually detained him for a few minutes, and then you let him go? They looked alike. Yeah. Unfortunate situation for the child that was hurt. That's the biggest unfortunate situation. I know there was a life lost, but that's a lifetime of trauma for a child that did not deserve that whatsoever.
Steve, they could have been twins or clones.
Well,
That's
by the sounds of it, it's like it sounds like it was a grown ass man, and he went to his house, and he was living with his stepdad still. It's a grown ass man.
That's a joke to you. That's a joke to you saying your SEAL Team 6 going in and they got his brother. He said they were twins or clones.
Oh, one of the two. Somebody was doing something. Did you know that? Sorry, back to the conspiracy for a minute. Did you know it's not even a conspiracy? It's proven. You know, Osama bin Laden used to work for the CIA in like the 70s, 80s.
Heard something about it. Yeah, I think it was in. I forget what I was watching, but
Under the name Tim Osman. That's why I mentioned it earlier. Named Tim Osman because that was his CIA government name.
oh,
Which is why so many of those things I just can't buy into. I'm like, you mean to tell me 40 years later, or 20 years later, this motherfucker was the reason for all of it?
oh, Nikes. Church. I'm right here with it, Caleb. What's up?
Give me like 3 minutes. Go through.
Charlie. Oh. Oh, shnikes. Caleb, do you smoke? Why do I feel like I don't know that answer? I feel like you do, but not like often. I should say not as often.
My bad. I said 3 minutes, but I feel like 30 seconds.
This man, Caleb, said he used to smoke, but I like edibles because I'm a fat ass. I'm fucking dead.
That's comedy. Hit the gym, Caleb. Come on now. Wait, fat ass as in you just like to eat a lot, so you're a fat ass? Because I like to eat some shit too. Feel a little bit fat in that sense. I like my Pop Tarts and pizza, but don't get overweight.
Facts.
Don't
He said both. He said both. He's saying he likes to eat and he's chubby too. Is that what you're saying? You're saying you're a little chunky too?
do me a favor. Track your steps. Just track your steps. How many steps you take, and just try to increase them like a little 100 to 200 steps a day. That's all I ask. Just track it. Track your steps. You don't even have to do anything crazy.
Yeah, I've been blessed with a fast metabolism. I just have to walk up and down my stairs a million times a day and hit my goal, and I stay skinny.
Yeah,
I also
no,
don't
it's
eat a whole
definitely a
lot.
blessing. It's definitely a blessing, but I'll tell you what, man. Like, it's important to not. You were big at one point, you know. It's like it's hard to carry yourself as you're bigger, you know. Like your knees start to hurt, your back hurts, your hips hurt more. Like your body's just having to carry around more. My client, like he was 374 pounds at his heaviest, and he's 208 or 209 right now, and it's like. He talked about it. He was carrying 2 kettlebells. They were both 45 pounds. He goes, geez, like I really lost 4 of these, you know, like he lost like damn near 180 pounds. And it's like, yeah. And he, not that he was like struggling carrying them because we were doing farmer walks, you know, and like he'd do the 45s, but they're heavy, you know, they got heavy towards the end. And he goes, and I was walking around with 2 more of these on my body like every single day. He goes, no wonder my knees hurt all the time. Like he goes, I'd pull up to places because he was a contractor. He's like, I'd pull up to places and like I'd call them and tell them what I wanted as my order, and they'd bring out like the supplies and load it in my truck. He goes, I wouldn't even get out, and it wasn't. He goes, I realized it was because I was just so overweight that like it was uncomfortable to move all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like. You don't want to go in that path and have to get yourself out of it.
Yeah, Caleb said, no, I need to get back into it. For like 6 months, I rode my bike everywhere. People thought I had a DUI because he was riding his bike everywhere and not driving.
I be riding my shit everywhere, boy. Even when I have a car to drive, I be riding my shit. But no, and it's not even like a oh, you shouldn't, don't be fat. But it's like, no, you got to care about your health. That health is
Yeah, that's why I'm
gonna get you
excited
through
for
life.
to get that tunnel thing that they're gonna get, because again, I can just utilize it and it'll benefit me. And to your point, I used to be big, so I know I don't want to be big again. I just need to get my body working out so that way.
Yeah. Well, and it's like increasing your, like riding the bike, like Caleb was saying, like that cardio, like your heart, like having that cardiovascular exercise is very important for heart health long term. Like if your heart isn't pumping, isn't getting any high blood pressure actually going through it, like it's just getting the base, lowest level of blood pressure it could get going through ever. It's gonna get tired and slow, and it's gonna be harder to pump, when it gets down the road. That's why I said even just like a little walk. It's not even like you have to go do
You
anything
said you were
crazy.
doing 20 miles a day easy. That's a lot of riding.
Yeah, that's a lot of riding. I do 10 to 12.
Is it 5 miles, 6 miles there?
Yeah, around that. Well,
Is
not
it?
there. But I go twice. I ride twice a day. It's about.
Oh, that's right.
It's about 3 miles there, 3 miles back. And then
Is it 3
twice.
miles even? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 2.89 or some shit, or 2.94 or something.
Oh.
But yeah, no, and I know I'm fit, Dre, whatever, but it's just important. I mean, overall health is important.
Random, but our buddy Trent, apparently, I didn't know this, but apparently Trent works at a bike shop
I think I knew that for some reason.
selling bikes.
Yeah. Like World of Wheels or some shit.
I don't know where. I just know that he's my dad said that he works at a bike shop, and I was like, I didn't fucking know that.
I mean, he used to bike a lot. I don't know if he still does. Would you knock it off? You're driving me nuts.
Did he bike a lot? Not really, did he?
Yeah, he got into biking a while. And then, but you know what? That's actually funny that you say that, because one day I posted a story of me riding my bike. No, he saw me riding my bike to the gym. I saw him. He was driving and he just like honked, and I realized it was him. I threw my hand up. Then he texted me. He goes, "Is that the secret to big calves?" I was like, "Big legs, at least." Should have helped you out.
That's hella funny. Yeah, I didn't know he worked at a bike shop. Ty, get a bike? Bruh, fuck that.
You guys get Marshall cam? Here's Luna cam.
He said he got a what? I got a SC Big Ripper LL 29-inch BMX bike. Oh, you got a little BMXer? He's got a mountain bike, right?
Yeah, mine's a Miranda Schwinn. Slider. Glider.
Yeah, Caleb, if I got a fucking bike, like, no, I don't need a bike. I don't need a bike. Because if I were to bike it, I don't have anywhere to bike. I live in the middle of fucking nowhere. I'd have to bike along fucking country ass roads and have to worry about getting ran over by tractors, bro. Like, no. Fuck no. We don't have bike paths.
You have to ride along the canal. What do you mean?
No, but
You got a straight canal shot. And you got bike lanes in town.
yeah, but at least you, like, if you wanted to, right? Like, well, like, not if you wanted to. Like, you're riding to the gym, right? Like, you're going somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't have anywhere to fucking bike to.
Yeah.
The fuck?
I feel it. I don't know where you're biking to either.
Say I
You
did,
could bike to the chiropractor in the morning or something.
you what?
You could bike to the chiropractor in the morning or something.
Yeah, see, it's too cold in the morning for that shit.
Yeah, I know. Fuck all that. Especially now.
Actually, to this point exactly, I was out. I don't even know where I was. I was driving kind of on a country road the other day, I think, and fucking, I'm assuming a husband and a wife, an older guy and girl on a fucking tandem bike, just fucking cruising, slowing everybody down, like 15 cars behind them because they're on the side of the road and there ain't no canal or whatever, you know, like, and we don't want to kill them, so everybody's slow. Yeah, I think it was down. I think it was when I was taking Grandpa grocery shopping.
Okay.
Me and Dave on a tandem bike would be gold. It would, but Dave wouldn't be down, bro. He would be fucking down.
I ride a tandem bike. I gotta have the front seat though.
Oh, I'll take backseat gladly. You kidding me?
I like to steer. Yo, low key,
I'll be
I'm a
the giver, not the
professional
receiver.
I'm a professional ass bike rider. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm over here. I'm making sure not. There's no bumps like my shit because the new bike I got doesn't have suspension like the other one I had. And when I be hitting dips like my other one. The suspension helped me a lot, right? It wouldn't fuck it up. I gotta hit this motherfucker at a side like a little clip, swoop, and go at an angle. I be smooth with that shit, dodging cars. Oh, sorry. Completely way off topic. Completely way off topic. Speaking of dodging cars, though. Today I get out at PCF, right? Hop out the whip. My mom's whip, not my whip. Pulled up right in front of the thing because there's no one parked right there. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna park right in front. I didn't park in a spot. I get out. As I'm getting out, I'm going to put my mom's little key. You know, she has like the little, just like little key fob kind of thing or whatever. It's not like an actual like key. I go to put that shit in my pocket, and as I'm going to put it in my pocket, it just kind of slips out of my hand, bro. There's a car coming around the corner. He's slapping music hella loud. The front tire misses it by about that much, bro. And I'm like, fuck. The back tire, like, no chance it both miss. And I just kick my foot out and barely scoop the key, slide it out from under, didn't get my toe ran over, bro. There's a guy standing right outside, like, smoking a cigarette, waiting to go, and he goes, no fucking way, bro. He goes, that was close. I was like, I know. I didn't think I was going to get that shit. Bro, it was the closest thing I ever had happen.
Bro.
Literally almost got my mom's key ran over, which wouldn't have got me to be able to leave, and my toes.
Well, so here's the thing, bro. You know how pissed I would be if I'm that driver?
Why?
You just threw your leg out in the way. If I run your foot over, you know
That's on me.
Yeah, but like
I couldn't sue him for running over my foot. And yes, of course somebody could, but yeah, he'd be pissed if I sued him by all means. I'm not gonna sue him if I kicked it out, knowing that I'm risking a damn foot for a key. Is it worth it? Probably not. At the end of the day, I'm sharper than a motherfucker. Nothing
True.
even happened. Nigga didn't even know that I kicked my foot out. Bro didn't even notice it happened.
No, I feel that. I'm just saying, imagine being the car driver, right? And someone puts their foot under, like, and you're like, motherfucker, I could have hit you. Like,
yeah, I was on his passenger. Yeah, I was on his passenger side. The front tire, and it's happened like this, bro. Like literally,
no,
like
I know.
I was getting out.
Again,
the key dropped.
Being the driver, that's all I'm saying.
The key dropped. He's coming, misses the front tire. Like it, as it dropped, it's still bouncing and misses the front tire. And I just kick my foot out and misses the back tire. I'm like, whoop. I wasn't even concerned about my foot really. I was really the key. It was my issue. And yeah. Yes, he has the right to be upset, especially if I was going to sue him on some dumb shit. But no, if he ran over my foot because I kicked it out there, I'd have been like, that was some dumb shit right there, D. Was it worth it? Nope.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I was just saying, like...
Yeah, no, there's somebody that would sue in a situation like that for sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm just saying. Imagine being the driver and fucking some dude just... Again, not saying he saw your foot, but imagine a situation where you just see somebody put their foot out under your tire real quick. It's like... Motherfucker, like, you know, like, are you trying?
Well, so, and I kind of, like, waved, like, I dropped it, and as I dropped it, because it was in my hand, right, and I'm, like, going to put it in my pocket, and it dropped, I see the guy, I hear his music, he's not really paying attention, but he's, like, knows he's going to pull into PCF, and I, like, wave real quick as it misses the front tire. I was like, ah! And it just missed the front tire, and my only reaction and instinct was to kick it.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
It was literally just a reaction. I was like, well, fuck it. Get it out of there. And it worked.
Yeah, if I
And
saw
I had somebody that saw it too. You know when you do some shit and ain't nobody sees it, you're like, God
Yeah.
damn it, I wish somebody saw that shit. That was one of those moments where somebody saw that.
Yeah, if I was the driver and I would have saw that, bro, I'd assume that somebody's sticking their foot out to try to get me to run it over to try to get money from me, bro. And I'd be fucking like, fuck that motherfucker's a
That
weird
nigga
kid.
was driving. That nigga was driving a 1997 something or rather with all the windows fucked up. He wasn't gonna. I wasn't getting shit out of that. I'm gonna pick a damn Bentley or something if I'm gonna stick my foot out under it. Expecting some compensation.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna hit this, and I need to get ready. To be honest with you, actually,
and
I got a little bit. Just started. Yeah,
you
I don't have
what?
much to talk about tonight.
Not gonna lie to you, I didn't really hear anything you just said. It was kind of cutting out. I think you're just a little far from the thing. I don't know.
Just saying, I don't have anything else exciting to talk about. Got a little long done, so I don't actually get off right this second.
Fish out.
Topic.
Dave might have just gotten an ass whooping on top of it. What you mean? Oh, you mean like on top of the? Yeah, I know, right? That's what I'm saying, bro. Someone accidentally put your foot out, bro. Like that's all I'm saying. It's just mad being the fucking driver, bro. Somebody fucking does that shit. It's like motherfucker, fuck you. Trying to get me in trouble. Trying to get me put in jail.
What's up?
No, I was just joking with Caleb. He was saying Dave might have just caught an ass whooping on top of it. And I was like, that's what I'm saying. Like, imagine being the fucking driver and seeing somebody do that. And just like, motherfucker, fuck you. Are you really trying to put me in jail right now and get me sued? Fuck you.
And then I would have explained the situation, and if he still wanted to catch these hands, he could have caught them.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't.
If that nigga wanted a problem, he could have
I'm
caught
hearing
him.
exactly what you're saying. I'm not saying you're not saying that. I'm just saying, like, in a situation where if a motherfucker was to sue, if a motherfucker was being like that, I know you're not. I'm saying if a motherfucker is like that, like, if a motherfucker just doing that, then you fucking whoop their fucking ass.
Here's the thing. If you're stupid enough to put your foot underneath somebody else's car while it's moving, your dumbass should expect to not get any kind of help in terms of payment out of any of it. Secondly, if you think you're if you're in a situation and you drop your key and it's about to be underneath somebody's tire or anything else alike, under your phone maybe, and it's about to roll underneath somebody's tire or somebody's tire is about to roll under it, if you think you're smooth enough to kick that motherfucker out, try it. If it doesn't work out the way you want it, don't be upset. That's your motherfucking fault for dropping the damn thing in the first place. Can't be mad about some shit. If bro would have ran over my foot, or say as I was kicking, I would have kicked his tire instead and like missed the key. A motherfucker for trying. I would have been stupid for trying.
Yeah.
But you know what? I was clutch. It was smooth. It just kind of happened in unison. I was prepared for it. It just happened. It was literally very instinctual. It wasn't like I'm like, oh, let me try to kick this out real quick. It was just like, you know, when you drop something like your phone and you try to stick your foot out underneath it real quick to like stop it from slamming hella hard on the ground. It was literally just one of those kind of like slid my foot and like slid it out from underneath. And it wasn't even like underneath. It was just real fucking close. But yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, I see somebody stick their foot out underneath my tire as I'm driving by. I'm like, punk ass nigga. I would have kept driving. But yeah, it is what it is. Saved the key. Still was able to drive home. Got my tree. Didn't break my foot. Guy didn't know he almost ran over my foot or my key. Lived to see another day.
I feel that. my phone just said 10%, so
Yeah.
gonna end up dying on us. So I'll probably hit this last one and then I'll just go. Are you good with ending up right here and shit?
Yeah, I'm good.
Sure. I'll go end it up there and then I'll call you right back on the last little bit of battery life I have.
Surely.
Caleb, thank you for chilling with us again. We'll do this little.
Appreciate you.
We'll hit this little one on the little Cherski's way out skis, guys. You packed up?
Cheers. I'll pack one up, but you can hit yours. Cheers.
I'll wait a second. This will be our chat on the way out, dude. Yeah. Do I sound like a
Dirt bike?
a dirt bike? Yeah, I was gonna say motocross bike.
Yep. Yeah, you do. Goodbye. So,
Hit on the stream for the one time, bruh. This is going on YouTube, bruh. You know what I'm saying? We're being cautious, bruh. We're being cautious. I ain't editing and pulling nothing out. Pulling not a fucking thing out, alright? So, I'm going to turn my back, alright? And we're going to be able to post this on YouTube without getting our whole account banned, alright? Maybe you can have bongs on YouTube. I don't know, but that's my safety. Cheers. You get some of that, Caleb?
I don't think you can have.
I think glasses are different. I don't think I can have my glass on, right?
Well, and I think it maybe maybe that, but it's also the fact of like short form content. Like you could smoke a joint like in a YouTube short probably, but like if you were to
Hit
like
the bong.
for the sake of this, like because it's an hour long or 2 hours long, whatever it's gonna be, like long form content, they're not gonna cipher through the whole video. But a 15-second video,
Well,
you sitting there hitting the bong would probably get flagged.
well, but to both of your points, Joe Rogan sits there during his whole thing and smokes. So,
That's
You
what
could-
I'm saying.
well, yeah, but even on a short thing, they'll be smoking though.
That's what I'm saying. A joint, you could get away with it on a short, long
Yeah.
form, like whatever. But that's what I'm saying. Like a bong, you might get
That's-
flagged on a short form.
That's what I was trying. Yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah.
I've never seen, even in a long form or a short form, I've never seen a bong used.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have
I've
some.
seen joints. Obviously, Mike Tyson does this thing where he eats his shrooms, and
Yeah,
but like I've never seen like a glass. Like I've seen people obviously showing off their glass art and like they don't
yeah.
have the water in it, but I've never seen anybody like actually full on.
No, I used to watch a guy that would on YouTube that took massive dabs and did all kinds of shit.
Well, again, those are like channels that are catered to that are 18 plus only and all that, but like we're technically not. Well, we are, but we're not.
I would say I think we are though, but because
We are, but we're not.
when you go to upload the video though, that's
Huh?
where when you upload the video, it's like you can choose 18 or up, like limit.
That's what I. Well, that's
Yeah.
what I mean. Is like it. Long story short, it's monetization wise. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
No, yeah,
It's-
it'll
it's
fuck with
really
monetization for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about on the settings though. Never mind. They do something like they're a full adult channel. It's all 18 plus, locked on all that, and no kids can like, you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
it's like it's different than what we post. And like I have, yes, it's not made for kids, but you don't age restrict it because we want to make money. So like
Right.
NLE dropped a music video. It got age restricted by YouTube, which is like what theirs can get if they don't set it on 18 plus. That only 18 plus viewers can view it. So NLE's video, because it wasn't set on that, and he had some stuff that they thought was whatever flagged, they put it there, and it got demonetized. But then he
Yeah.
appealed it, and then they let it back on there, and now he gets monetization from it. So if you
Right.
don't put it in the 18 plus only, and then they flag it, which is what we would be doing essentially, then it would get demonetized. But if it's in the 18 plus only, whatever, at all period time, then it won't get demonetized. But not everybody can see it, and it doesn't get as much monetization anyway. it's a water pipe for tobacco. It is true, but like, you know, I don't have that sign like the fucking, like the smoke shops do, bruh. And then he said, Dave, was it that old man? That old man was from our area, actually. He was big on Twitter and shit, and like Vine, wasn't he? The dude that smoked the big old dabs or the doobies.
Yeah.
He was big in our area. He's from our
I forget what
area.
his name is.
I do too, but you remember that old guy? He would smoke the big old doobies, right? And what was his slogan?
Oh, that old guy though? No, I didn't watch. It wasn't an old guy that I was watching.
Oh.
I do remember him, that guy, but that's not who I was talking about.
Hey, mama. Yeah, my bad. My phone. I don't want it to die while we're
good.
sitting here on live.
Oh, Caleb. Ooh. Caleb, thanks for chilling with us. Appreciate you. If there's anyone else in chat, appreciate you.
Legends.
We going to bed. Fucking tired.
Yeah, me too. I got this little bit of a
We'll
headache.
be back on Thursday.
Yes, sir. And then potentially tomorrow night too. I don't have lines on Wednesday. There's no Warzone.
Yes, sir.
I have to coach 6 to 9, but I have to figure out all my plans for tomorrow. Tomorrow's a busy day for me. I got an interview in the morning, and then I got to come back. I'm supposed to take Pop shopping, but like I'm so busy, I don't know if I really should. And then I have coaching, and I want to stream. So you know,
Right.
shouldn't say
busy day.
busy. But alright, Dave, I recorded it this time. Look at me go, huh? So I can just
Oh,
upload
boy.
it right in.
Yes, sir.
It was the glasses. He looked like Bad Grandpa. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, he was from our area. And again, I forget who knew him, but that's how I found out he was from our area, like in the Modesto area. And he just smoked at his crib and smoked and became famous off it and shit. That's so funny. But all right, Dave, chat,
Yes, sir.
Caleb,
Appreciate
love y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Peace.
Out this piece, yeah.
Peace.
Peace. Love you, Caleb. Love you, chat. Bye.